I just want to say, last week took a bit of time to get the new our new players in, but they're in now, so now it's full steam ahead. All right, let's jump into it then. We're going to hit a quick recap. There's no um, notification. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? Not notifications. There's no aankondigings of ietsie. So we'll just jump right into it. Alright, so birds chirping in the branches of your camp. The sky is clear, the wind is still, and the day is beautiful. You guys make your way north towards Fandlin. About an hour into the journey, you can make out a large growing singular mass of cumulonimbus cloud off to the northwest. It appears as if the cloud is making for you. You see a flash of purplish lightning. Then a few minutes later, the cloud flattens out and rushes towards you, eventually enveloping you in a swirl of dust and debris. The thick cloud obscuring the sunlight from penetrating becomes hard to see. A disembodied voice is heard, raspy, sharp, and is spoken by more than one person. It fills your minds. Why have you come here? The group moved towards a large tree you had seen for shelter. Out of the dim dark, another flash of purple lightning, this one appearing much thinner than before and arcing with many branches of purple light. It strikes the ground at multiple points all around you. You move away from the large tree, fearing a strike, when all of a sudden one thicker arc strikes the tree you had used for shelter, causing the bark to explode and the tree to creak and topple over. Ada and Session, you guys manage to dive out the way, whilst Beatrick, you aren't so lucky and you get knocked prone and stuck in the branches of the tree. In the after flash and dim light, forms can be seen, repugnant, shapeless creatures, lost souls or devils. You guys are attacked by a small horde of lemurs and spiked devils. Not dealing much damage to the small but powerful spiked devils, things are looking grim for our new heroes. Sassoon unconscious and losing blood, Adar on his last legs, and Beatrick unable to get a clean strike, when somewhere in the black a horn is heard and a cry, "To glory!" Sildar, Nath, Daenerys and Emma join the fray, the two clerics making quick work of the vicious little flying devils, and the two fresh swords help clear some of the slow-moving lemures. The battle ends swiftly, and as quick as the clouds and dust came, so too did it quickly pass. The day once more bright, warm and beautiful. Introductions are made, not happy to see some of the small group alive. You guys make your way back north towards Fanlin and arrive at the border of the little village at around 11 o'clock in the morning. Tired and beaten from many days in the wilderness and on the road, but still alive and with a lot more left to accomplish. Nath turns to you all and says, "Come on, come on, I'll buy you all around." Alright, what are you all doing?
Sorry.
I think after we got around, I would sort of, as matter of factly as I can, explain the events of the last few days to North and whoever's listening.
Well, as you guys make your way through the town, people recognize you and they do come out and thank you for the work you had done with the red brands. Although it was 3 days ago, people still clearly remember the tyranny of the red brands, and many come out to shake your hands and pat you on the back for as thank you. As you make your way to the tavern, you reach the tavern, and there's a few people in there. It looks like the town has been partying it up a little bit, and there's quite a few bodies inside, some looking really hungover, others looking like they're just getting into their cups. There's a bit of a vibe going there, and as you walk in, there's cheers going up. Say that again.
Are there any old men with lost
Uh, Make a perception check. walking through the town and looking in the tavern. No men with glass staffs or anything. No. So you get into the tavern. The bartender greets you all warmly and heartily with a big laugh and chuckle. Welcome, welcome back. Good to see that you're all alive. Please, please, first round's on me. And he immediately quickly dishes out a round of drinks for you all on the house.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Oh, it's only a pleasure.
My favorite type of beer. Free beer.
Gives out a hearty chuckle.
And just tell him I'm gonna go take care of that thing I told you about earlier on, and I'll break away from the group.
All right.
Okay. Secret.
Yes, of course. And then he, his name is Toblin, turns to a youngish girl, long blonde hair, braided at the back, a little busty, fair-looking, white skin. Alta, please organize a couple of plates of food. Anything specific you would like? Sorry, I haven't. I know you came past here earlier. I can't quite remember your name.
Chicken nuggets.
We can definitely organize you some chicken. We're unfortunately out of nuggets, but the finest chicken for you. And would you like some bread, maybe a bit of vegetables, some salad or something, or are you just looking for good meat? All right. Yeah, we got some fine chilies that we grow ourselves. Elsa, please, if you don't mind. And she rushes off to the back to organize some chow for you.
And Emma asked if there's a library that you can use in town.
You're kind of sitting at the table. You turn to Narth, who you had met previously, who isn't from Phandalin, but he knows the town pretty well. He says, unfortunately not, my lady. There's no public library or anything. I'm sure a few of the residents might own a book or two, but otherwise, no, I'm afraid not.
And is there a bank in town?
Well, no, not really. The miners' exchange, I suppose, is the closest thing. They might be able to write you up a writ or something, but no, unfortunately, no. I mean, in this tiny village, there's no bank.
What time is it now?
At this point, you've got into the inn. It's around 11:30.
During the day or night?
Yeah, day. So morning.
Day. Morning. Shit. Day drinking. Fine. We've got quite a bit of ore, guys. So, do you think we should just go and exchange it for the use of the for his workshop? Is anybody still interested in that? Because we got it kind of to get Yimik's arm fixed, but since we've lost the rest of him, I guess.
And North kind of turns to you and he says, "What happened to the rest of your group? Where's Kelta and Halia?"
They had other business to attend to.
All right, that's a shame because we could really use the help with getting Galrin back. I mean, I think time is growing short, and we definitely need to head out and hopefully, I don't know, we have to find him.
No, I agree. I think Sassoon would agree with me. That should be our next priority mission. I would like to use the forge and the workshop he has available to craft some stuff for you guys. If anybody wants to join me. Okay. Can you craft? Are you a good fire assistant? Yeah, okay, that's good enough for me.
Well, I found these two ladies that are willing to help. They said they'd be happy to assist, and this is Sir Sildar, sorry. He is a knight from Waterdeep, and he's here investigating a disappearance, right, Sildar? Sildar turns to you all, and in a bit more of a professional-ish voice than you'd heard previously from him on the battlefield. In the battlefield, he's almost got a different persona to him. He's got this knight, this chivalrous, what ho and what forth and upon my words type of a character. But now he's in a bit more of a relaxed atmosphere. He turns to you all. I've heard there's been some strange happenings here in Fanlin, and I'm actually in search of a colleague of mine. You see, we're all part of the Lord's Alliance, and on mentioning of the Lord's Alliance, you all know what this is. Being from this general region, you've heard about them before. So the Lord's Alliance is a council of lords. And they're in a partnership with merchants, cities, and a bunch of different people all along the Sword Coast in the north. And it stretches quite a vast area. Like they somewhat influence, and they were formed to oppose the growing influence of the black network in the north, as well as the shadow thieves of Am. They are basically just there. The Alliance usually hired adventurers to work for them in the past for tasks ranging from gathering simple information or even for use in raids against these various factions. So they're basically there to make sure that order is kept within the villages and promote civilization and order. So he says, my colleague went missing, so I've actually come to Fanlin to investigate what's happened to him. He came here around 2 months ago and to help establish order in the town, but we haven't heard a single word since his apparent arrival. So I'm here to look for him, I suppose. Excuse me. His name's Arno Ulbrich. He's
We had a letter to Lord Albrecht that we found in the Red Brand.
Is that so? Do you mind if you found this in the Red Brand hideout, you say? Do you mind if I see this letter? Well, we'll just.
I made a note that I have a note between Albrecht and Arno, so probably I still have it tucked away under one of the leather pouches or something. So I give him the letter, I guess.
All right, and then he opens it up and starts to read. You see him; his lips not even moving, his eyes following along the page. Worrying, and he kind of rubs his face a bit. This isn't good.
The dwarf that was traveling with us got captured. So,
Nath was telling me about Galrin, yeah.
so our missions might be even more intertwined than we first thought.
I think you're right. Yarno, you bastard. He was always such a smooth talker. So he was the leader of the Red Brands, it sounds like. He must have come here and created this group of ruffians and was probably he was exploiting the townsfolk here.
Did he have a glass star?
No, he had a staff, yes, not glass. It wasn't made of glass, no.
What was it made of?
Well, just a normal wooden staff.
A wooden staff.
Yeah.
Did he have any particular magician or wizard friends, or was he a wizard himself?
Yeah, he was quite a not the most powerful wizard, but quite capable. It's a shame. Can't believe it. We got to find that bastard and hope. I don't want to kill him, but we should definitely capture him, and he needs to be put on trial. These crimes will not stand.
I have a few places that I know for sure he's not. I'll show you a bit later.
Yeah, I hear you guys were out there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Trying to hunt him down, I assume.
Well, we're looking for a wizard with glass staff,
Mm.
but I don't know.
Look, he might have picked up the staff along the way. Wizards are known to change their arcane focuses when the need arises if they find more powerful objects. So, who knows? But that's quite worrying news.
Find the dwarf, find Yarno, save the cheerleader, save the world.
What's a cheerleader?
I think it was a blonde that could heal.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Not that type of healer.
See. What was I going to say? Yeah, Silla also says, I don't know if did you manage to catch a glimpse of this glass staff character, or are you sure it's Yano?
No, I don't think we ever saw him physically. We only found his lair. There was like a weird symbol on the floor with two triangles in a circle and a dragon-like thing in the middle.
That's worrying.
Toto, that time Adar saw that the goblin and the wizard moving completely in a different direction.
Well, it was Goblin, it was Droop and Lewis that you had previously captured in the Red Brand hideout. That you saw, or that a woodcut had seen heading north, and he came into town and kind of just let you know that, hey, I saw these two strange characters, and Lewis, he said he described a man wearing a red cloak and a goblin heading north. He had assumed it was a Red Brand working with a goblin, and they were obviously heading off in a direction. Yeah, north. Yeah.
Heading north. That big goblin camp is north, right?
Well, yeah. From so far from what you've managed to glean, you're not quite sure of where it's called Cragmore Castle. You're not 100% sure. You know it's Cragmore Castle. You're not 100% certain in where it is. You know it is most likely in north of Fandolin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sildar says I think I'm gonna have to just do some more investigating around here and see if I can't dig up any clues on Yano and what he is about. I don't like the sound of him drawing strange symbols on the floor. He was known in dabbling with summonings and such business. I just can't believe he would turn on us.
Do you have any other know of any other place he could be, like places he frequent?
No, I mean, I've been around in this region. I mean, I've been part of the north here for many years, and I've been in and out of here many times. Yano's quite a bit younger than me. I mean, if you see him, you'll probably know him. I mean, if he's carrying a glass staff or some sort of a staff, he's a bit of a short man. He's got dark, like a dark beard. He's probably in his 30s, I'd say. So I mean, he's still pretty young compared to myself, and I think was his first foray in this region. I don't think he's ever been here before, so I couldn't tell you where he'd run off to. He's part of the Albrecht family, who are part of one of Waterdeep's lesser noble families, but they haven't been known to stir any trouble or anything like that. I think this is probably just him and his. I mean, he is ambitious, so I'm assuming it's just his ambitions that have gotten the best of him. So
Yeah.
it's sad when young ones tread off the path of good. Yeah.
The Dark Circle or the Dark Brotherhood or that you're fighting, you said the Lords were fighting some kind of dark alliance.
Yeah, no, we're just against the darkness in general. There's no specific group we're against. There are many cults and factions and orders and all across the north. I'm assuming you aren't from around here, so the north is a bit of a wild country. We try and keep order as best we can, but there's always subterfuge and always someone looking to do bad and profit from it. So we're not against anyone specific, just against wrongdoers.
Do you know what the symbol on the bottom of the paper belongs to?
He gives it another once over and a good look, and he scratches his chin beard a little bit, pondering. No, I've never seen this symbol before. Some new evil. Yeah, roll an insight check.
Natural 1.
He seems like a very nice, honest, forthright old man.
It seems.
Can I do Arcana too?
You'd have to be a bit more specific. What do you want to check? Do you want to notice if you see any magical symbols, or if you pick up?
Do I recall anything about the symbol, any lore?
Okay, make a. I'd say make a. Let me think about this a bit. I'd say make a history check.
24.
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
Inside check was perfect with my
Actual 20, actually.
That's an at 20. Oh shit.
Alright. Yeah, so hang on, let me just copy this note and then I'm going to quickly paste it. How do I copy link? How do I copy? Copy image. Alright, I'm just going to paste it there again so it's near at hand. Alright. Yeah, so you, Emma, you pick up this note that Sildar was reading, and you have a good look at the symbol, and you recall a bit of information, and especially the fact that you're an elf. This kind of helps you deduce what this might be. You're not 100% certain, mainly because well, there are reasons. I mean, there are reasons, but you do recognize something similar to this, something that you might have seen that looks somewhat like this. And being a cleric, it would also kind of fall in that type of category almost. You know that. Hang on, let me just find this page. Okay. Just gonna get my bearings. Where is it? Fight meeting. just struggling to find this one place. Anyway, you recognize it, not recognize it, but you know and you kind of mention this to the group. The spider is the symbol and how would you say it? Like the totem, the representation of the spider queen, also known as Loth, the demon queen Loth, who the Drow worship, the dark elves who mostly live in the Underdark. They worship this demon queen, and they are within her thrall and obey her every command and word. Basically, there are those who do escape from it, but this symbol, looking at it, just gives you those flashes of memory of things you've learnt of the Drow and the dark elves. You haven't seen this exact symbol, but you've seen similar things. Or similar iconography within books and things that you've read about these dark elves. So now you can say whether or not you mention that to the group, or if you just keep it to yourself.
So, what's his face?
Sildar.
And the guy from Shadowfells.
Oh, Beardrick.
Patrick. He's not there, right?
No, he's left.
He's still on his own little mission. Okay, so with him being absent, Emma feels she could share, since Sildar respects him. She shares the information with the group.
Alright, does anyone want to comment on what she's just shared with you?
I don't think Ada has any prior knowledge and stuff like this, so no.
We already defeated the drowned spider.
Ah.
It's true.
Do you think this demon spider has anything to do with the lightning we were fighting? And the mini baby demon stuff that came out?
I would think that it has something to do with each other. A letter from a demon clan, and then a demon clan just outside.
Canada.
Yeah, so Emma also just mentions that Loth, the demon queen, or this demon queen, also is more in the lines of a goddess than anything else. Her representation is a spider, and it's actually a spider with a very beautiful drow body, with white hair, obviously very. She's often naked, and also when she comes to if she comes to Faerun, which there are some accounts of it happening in some of the books that Emma have read, she takes on the form of her avatar on the material plane is a very beautiful, like blowingly beautiful drow female, and she's always naked.
It's not a spider we fought, basically.
Yeah, well, so she kind of mentions that to you.
What about a dwarf? Does she ever look like a dwarf?
The dwarf was not naked.
People would have noticed that.
I have realized that I'm always naked under clothes, so isn't that hard?
Oh, that's interesting. There's definitely some strange happenings here, and some more investigation is needed. I feel there's something missing here, Sildar says, with a bit of a worried look on his face as he takes a sip of his beer.
Is there someone in town that might know a bit more? Since you don't have a library, you might have, you know,
Yes, well,
we
and North chirps up now and says, yeah, Sister Garela actually came in yesterday. She was quite torn up, lots of scratches and bruises on her. She was apparently somewhere near Coneyberry, trying to look for some, I don't know, some hag or banshee or something that lives up there. She seemed quite beat up and in a bit distressed. She's quite knowledgeable. She worships Tamora and often communes with her. I know she's. And then at this point, Sildar chirps up and says, "Yeah, I know Sister Garela as well. I've had a few dealings with her in my past, and I know she's also probably wondering what strange happenings are going on here."
Coneyberry was the store specifically.
Yeah, and when North kind of mentioned that, you guys also recall from that one gentleman you had met at the butter farm, the butter skull ranch. He had mentioned the banshee who lives just north of Coneyberry.
Yeah, and we have to go get lizards to remove the curse.
Well, yeah, you had to find the local sage, or most likely that's what Kalt had suggested, was that you would probably have to find the local sage or druid or wizard of the region, to try and find out what you might be able to do to lift the strange, not necessarily a curse, but the strangeness or power that still emanates from Coneyberry.
So I think we should write this down. Remember, as a side quest when we come back. I don't think we should.
It's one of many, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but first things first, sell the core. We don't complete any other missions while we were out there.
Okay, well, whilst you guys think about that, I'm going to jump over to Beardrick, who had just popped out of the Stone Hill Inn, and went. What are you doing, Beardrick?
I'm going to see if I can find Halia. NPC, not our lost character.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, so you make your way off to. You'd think that should probably be at the Miners' Exchange, so you head there since it is 11:30, nearly 12, so middle of the day. She's probably working. You reach her door. You reach the Miners' Exchange. The door's open. You see two men standing outside. They seem somewhat familiar to you.
Okay. Do I recognize them, or do I just get the feeling of familiarity?
Well, roll a perception.
Second, I can read my phone. Alright. It's going to be 17.
All right. Yeah, you take as you walk up to them, you kind of stop a little bit and you stare at them. This all happens in a matter of moments before there's any interaction, and you recognize them as being one of or two of the Red Brands who had captured and tied up in the Red Brand hideout. Now they're not wearing their red cloaks or anything, but you definitely recognize their mugs. Some of them still have a few cuts and bruises on their faces. And they're just kind of standing. What do you want?
But they see me, they saw me.
Yeah, they saw you approaching, yeah.
me what do I want.
Yeah.
Not you.
All right, then leave.
But you leave.
I'm not paid to leave. I'm paid to stand here and tell you what to do.
Who's paying you?
Who do you think?
If I knew, I wasn't going to ask you the question.
Well, why am I standing out here? Who does this building belong to?
You got difficulties answering, don't you? That's what we kicked your ass last time.
Yeah, funny. You're not so tough now. I'd like to see you try by yourself.
Don't make threats you can't cash out, buddy.
We'll see. And then at this point, hearing the commotion and the talking outside. I mean, the miners' exchange isn't a massive building or anything. The door opens and you see the beautiful, fair face of Halia.
Is she wearing clothes?
Yeah, no, she's wearing clothes. She's got wearing mostly leathers, cotton pants and stuff. She's dressed pretty smart, but like utilitarian, not like overly done. No like too many fancy ornaments. Just like a beautiful necklace with some strange symbol on that kind of hangs around her chest there. Short cropped red hair and bright green eyes. Ah, Beatrick. Good to see you. Never mind these fellows. And then she turns to the one. I can't remember your name. Just let him in. It's fine. Yes, madam. And they kind of step aside to allow you in. Please, Beatrick, step in.
As I walk in, I ask her, did you seriously hide these two goons?
Well, look, I don't want to have good men go to waste, you know. Why not repurpose them? Why not use them for other means? I mean, otherwise, if we just had let them go, they would just go back to what they were doing before, and at least now they're serving some sort of purpose. Besides, yeah. Sorry, you turn around.
I turn around and look at the two guys, and I say, yeah, repurposing scrap paper.
She gives a small little laugh, almost like melodic, and she says, "Yeah, you guys, your group really showed them. I'm quite surprised how efficient you worked. I'm very impressed."
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and for your good work in there, I'd like to give you this. And then she kind of reaches down under her desk. Opens a drawer and you hear the clinking sound of money, and she hands you a purse that sounds pretty filled with gold. So tell me, whilst you were in there, did you see or find anything interesting?
You'll find interesting.
Well, I know Glassstaff was a wizard, and he was probably keeping some powerful artifacts or weapons or who knows what. Any of you find anything interesting whilst you were in there?
The Countess Creature tried to kill us. We didn't find Gloster himself, but in terms of artifacts and things like that, no, nothing in particular.
Is that so? She kind of looks at you, like her eyes kind of squinting a little bit, and like just dropping down to your waist where the belt that you had recently acquired, and then back up to your eyes. All right. Disappointing, but
Unless you're talking about the belt,
well, it does stand out.
What do you know about this belt?
Well, I can tell it's magical.
What can I do?
You'd have to leave it here with me for a bit so I can figure that out.
Can I trust you with it?
Of course.
rather talk Chris first and I'll decide about the belt.
All right. And any other interesting letters or correspondence that you might have found? I see that I was down there myself, yeah, to do a little investigating, and didn't really find any.
Good question.
Well, I just like to know things. Knowledge is power, and there's much one can do with intelligence and knowing things. And since I am somewhat of a figure here in this town, and people look up to me, I should know what's going on in the region. Wouldn't you think so?
Knowledge is power, but so is power.
Exactly, and I'm assuming that's why you've got that belt around you.
Exactly. The letter you mentioned, I mean, that's a very specific question.
Well, I see that
Maybe
his desk and other things were rifled through. That's the only reason I ask.
so you've been there recently, just after us.
Yes, well, I had heard that you were chasing him south, and I was hoping that you would have caught him, but by the sound of things, that wasn't the case, which is a bit it's sad, but not the end of the world.
Unfortunately, we weren't that lucky to catch him now.
Yeah, that's okay. It would have been better if you did, but the fact that you've chased him out of town, that's the next best thing. So it's really, Bedrick, you guys did good work, and I appreciate that.
Happen to know any indication of where he might be?
Say that again, sorry?
You wouldn't happen to know or have any indication of where he might be?
No. We assumed you were heading south in search of him. No one in town had seen him go in any direction, so we assumed you must have known. But did you get any indication of what direction he was heading in?
Oh, nothing yet.
That's okay.
Got away.
I don't think he'll be returning anytime soon. He's no, his type. He's a small man. Once things get a little tough, they always run. So I don't expect we'll see him around for a while.
With our last topic, I know we had a deal, but unfortunately I can't keep mine of it. You're still willing to tell me what you know about my sister?
I would be willing. I have sent out word and to my contacts along the coast in Waterdeep and Neverwinter. I mean, that was only a few days ago, so it's going to take time for that news to arrive. But I have sent out words along. However, I'll only give you that information if you agree to, perhaps if I have a job or two to help me out without question.
Without question. Do you want me to help you out alone, or can I involve my group?
That's okay. You can involve your group, but I would recommend not mentioning this to them.
Okay. Right, let me sleep on it, then I'll come back to you.
All right. Don't take too long. She kind of gives you like a bit of a lewd look.
Alright, okay. So I'm gonna hold on to the belt for now, but when I'm back then we'll discuss and then maybe see what job you have in mind for me.
That's okay. Keep the belt. If you want me to find out more about it, that I can do that for you, but I'm quite sure you're capable and you'll figure it out. So,
I'll try.
but yeah, let me know if you're interested, and perhaps you can. I think you'd make a good addition to our little network.
What same for us.
Of course, it's a give and take and give. You help me, I'll help you. That's how we work. And hopefully we can all profit from it at the end of the day.
Hopefully so.
Yes.
And at this point, I will then say goodbye and then I'll break away.
All right, Bedrick. Good day, and hope to see you around soon.
See you soon.
All right, and
So
you, yeah.
The minus exchange. Can I see if I can tell what this belt can do and what it's powered on?
Adar and Susun kind of told you what it does, so I'll have you. I won't let you roll because you've spent a bit of time with it on you. You kind of concentrate your inner will on this belt, and hang on, and let me just go to the thing. Sorry, 2 seconds. So you concentrate your will on it. No man.
What are you asking? Because I can't remember it and I haven't found it on the Beyond to put it in my inventory.
We'll just add it as a custom thing, but basically what it is a it allows you to do Misty Step once a day. So you concentrate on it, and all of a sudden, out of the little gemstone that's on the center of the belt there, this silvery smoke or mist comes out quite quickly, and you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. So you automatically quickly teleport, disappear and then reappear 30 feet from where you were just standing. And you kind of a little... well, yeah, just add it. So just go to inventory.
I have it written somewhere.
Yeah, so you go to inventory. Oh, you've done it. Yeah. All right. So just remember that you've got one Misty Step per day, basically. Yeah. All right.
Right. I'll make my way back to the group.
All right.
I'll make my way back to the group, but my main focus right now is I just want to find Dar and hopefully so soon and talk to them.
All right. So you walk into the inn and you see Adar, Sassoon, the two clerics, Emma, Daenerys, and North and the Knight Sildar.
Right. One of them see me. I just want to gesture to them to come join me.
Yeah, you can. You kind of call out and wave a bit, and Sassoon looks up and he notices you.
Then I'll talk to Susun.
All right, Sassoon, what do? You notice.
I head over to Vietnam.
Right. Susun. I had to break away there, but I went to see Helia there by the minus exchange.
Okay. And did
Yeah,
she
I
tell you
was
about
just.
your sister?
Hey?
Did she tell you about your sister?
Well, that's the thing now. See, she's holding back on information, and she said I shouldn't talk about this, but after everything we've been through, I feel that I don't want to keep anything from you guys. So she's offered me a few jobs, but jobs that she wants me to do alone in exchange for information. You see, if we had caught the wizard, brought her his head, then I would have all the information I need. But now we are empty-handed. I haven't accepted yet. It's because I'm very unsure about taking on the task by myself in light of how our team tasks have been going. So yeah, I just wanted to run it by you.
Well, there's
Maybe you
no
can guide me.
chance that we come across the wizard.
Again, sorry, you're very soft. On my end.
There's probably still a chance that we come across the wizard, and then we can just, cash in your previous deal.
No. Okay.
But I think for now we go sell the ore, and then see if we can rescue it all.
Right. Can do that.
All right, so you two make your way back to the table and join the others again.
Okay. Hey, Pedrick, I see you're back. I think I've been thinking about it. I don't really need the the um, the workshop anymore. The infusions I want to do, I can do on my own after a long rest. But I still feel we should honor our deal with him. He did give us the location and the info. Maybe he has more maps. Maybe he has more information about the area. You know, that old dwarven information. He was a dwarf, right?
No, he was a human.
That old human information.
Right.
So yeah, I think we go there and yeah. On a side note, I realized I don't have as much infusions as I normally do because I'm using one on the bag I'm carrying. So I thought I had two, which didn't include the bag, but including the bag, so I only have one. So yeah. I don't think I misstepped previously. I don't think it would have mattered
No.
until now, but yeah. But I'd like to infuse something after a long rest, but we need to have a good long rest for me to do it.
How much gold did Helia give me? Sorry, I just wanted to find out again.
Do you open the coin around everyone, or do you do it by yourself?
I'll do it by myself, but then I'm gonna share it with Sassoon and Adam because the three of us are the ones who did the job. So
All right. You open up the coin purse and
I don't mind.
you open up the coin purse and counting up the money, the gold. You have 75 gold pieces worth. 75, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just look at Edo and Sassoon and say, well, this is from Helia for the services rendered, and split it amongst us three, basically.
Oh, services rendered?
Right. Going after the wizard and the few red bands that we took care of and all that.
She's really vying for that mayor position.
Right?
Oh, I'm not complaining. I mean, gold's gold.
Exactly.
Gold is gold. The people do seem to love us. I don't think we're getting ourselves on the bad side here, dealing with her. I'm not a big fan, but you know. No. Okay.
I was on mute. But when you said you're not going to get, you don't like her, but you know, I said gold is gold.
Oh.
Well, we all have the same idea.
So let's go. Oh, yeah, we have to talk about it. How much are we gonna give the guy for his information? I can't remember what was his terms. Do you have like maybe written down the terms he had?
You mean for the ore?
Yeah, yeah. Cause
Yeah.
he had some specific stuff.
No. Well, he just he.
On what he had, I think we just discussed the percentage that we would give to him.
Yeah. So the terms were that you bring him ore, prove to him that you're trustworthy, and he'll allow you to use his workshop and equipment. He agrees to split the ore 80-20. He'll buy the ore from you at a very low price. Yeah.
Okay. So 80-20, 20 for him, 80 for us.
Yeah.
And then, but that's 80-20 of the gold.
Iron, tin, and silver. No, 80-20 of what you had found.
And he buys it, or he buys the rest.
He'll buy that 20 iron, tin, and silver, but at a very, very reduced price.
Oh, okay. So, how full is the bar? Like the inn? How many?
There's quite a few people. It looks like people are celebrating the fact that they don't have these people oppressing them anymore, shaking them down for money and and just making life unpleasant in general. So there's quite a good mood about the village. A few people quite deep into their cups already, singing, and it looks like people are having a good time. Some of them coming up to you, buying you a couple of drinks and stuff. What's her name? Sorry, give me 2 secs. Elsa comes out with a plate of chicken wings, a nice freshly baked loaf of bread, and a few different kinds of sauces with like different colors, basically in like wooden containers. Each one like a greenish, almost looks like a jalapeno-y color. Another one like a bit more red. Other like almost like a mixture between the two, like a lightish red pink sauce. Puts it down in front of you, and says, "Oh, please enjoy." Toblin says that the meal is also on the house.
Sassoon, Bedrick, I would just like to dive into the bag of my bag with not so many prying eyes. Um, I think we should get some chambers or rooms for tonight, and then figure out what we're gonna take to the, because there's quite a bit of stuff here. Obviously, I can't remember everything, so I'll have to take it out and we have to see, or you're fine with me trying to remember. I've got everything written down. Basically, I want to go to a quieter place so we can go through the bag and then decide on everything we want to give him. If we, so I don't think we should give him everything, because we did find some extra shells and extra gold and stuff.
Well, he was only interested in the other ores. He wasn't. That's what you kind of came across. I mean, he's quite low on supplies, and he was only interested in iron, tin, and silver. I mean, he doesn't do like, he's not like a master smith or anything. He makes basic tools. He's a pharaoh, makes horseshoes and things like that.
Okay, no, disregard what I said. The iron ore and silver, iron, tin, and silver is not that much, so I'm fine even with giving him. I mean, there's 75 pounds of iron ore, so quick math means that is like 14 pounds, 15 pounds for him. Silver ore is only 5 pounds, just have to double check that one, and then the tin ore was 31 pounds. I don't know what the price is on those ores in any case. So I don't think it's too much gold we're missing out, unless you want to specifically get money from him. But gold is gold, I guess.
Yeah, I think we just give him what we owed and we sell him the rest. I don't think, unless you want to keep some for forge stuff, forge related stuff in the future, I think we just do the rest.
Yeah, I'd keep the. I mean, the silver is gonna be so low. Keep some of the silver, but I'll sell all the iron and the tin. I don't think I need tin. So yeah, I agree with Sassoon. We give him his share and then the option to buy the rest. And maybe as a map or a spell or two. Okay. Can we go to the? Is he in the pub right now or in the inn right now?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, 10.
You look around. There are a couple of cloaked and hooded figures, not too many here and there, but no, you don't see him anywhere in the inn.
Okay, then we go to his.
All right, who's all going with you? Just get up and go, or
I'd prefer if it's only Sassoon and Bedrick and me, myself. You know, I don't know. The other ones don't know our mining adventures. So, well, they are eating some chicken nuggets now. And hopefully this is a quick excursion, so we can come back.
Not says, don't worry, I'll keep them company. Me and Sildar here. Got a few things to discuss in any case. So, all right, and you guys head out.
Yeah, well,
All right.
Hang on. We were muted on the other side. Sorry. Before we got up and go, I'll definitely follow Adam. So soon, there's no issue there. I just rejoined the group, and I want to see now because there's 3 new people. I recognize the Silver Fox as a warrior and all that. That's fine. See 2 other people. One that I can really remember is Daenerys, and someone called Jerry. Can I see if I recognize who they are or what kind of people they are? Or...
I'd say roll an insight check.
Where do I find insight now?
It should, yeah.
Civil wisdom, okay. Sorry again, I'm using my phone, so it's a little difficult. Doesn't want to roll my senses.
You can also just roll a normal d20 and then add your modifier.
Just the wisdom modifier.
Yeah. Or your insight modifier, but you're not proficient in insight, so it's just your wisdom straight. Yeah.
Let me roll with d20. Give me a 9.
All right. It's difficult to get a read on these 2 characters. You can see by their dress that they are, and by some of the symbols that they carry on them, that there must be some sort of devout followers of someone that you're not sure. It's difficult to get a beat on them at the moment. You haven't spoken to them much, and they haven't really told you much about themselves. So, yeah. Anything else you'd like to do or say before you leave?
No, it's fine. I'll get up and go with add-ons.
All right, and you guys make your way out. Sildar and North, Daenerys, Emma, tucking into some delicious chicken wings and some hot sauce and a very nice fresh bread. Sildar kind of turns to you, to North, and to you, the other girls. Then he kind of says, "What impression do these characters give you? They seem a bit scaly, especially that pale one."
And I was just busy talking with lawyers and stuff, so she's busy in the other room.
Oh, that's fine. Emma.
Well, I suppose, can I just share my impressions, or must I?
Yeah, share your impressions, what you feel from what you've heard so far and seen.
Well, I happen to agree with Isildur. The male one, I think, is called Beatrix or something.
North says, yeah, his name's Beatrix, yeah.
Beatrix thing. I've heard about those people. Let's just say that they're not the nicest people on earth.
What do you mean, his people? He looks like North kind of says that he looks like a normal human, perhaps very little color, but human nonetheless. Why is he not? Is he not human?
Am I allowed to say that the paleness, like, I think they're from the Shadowfell?
Yeah, you can say it. It's up to you what you choose to say. Yeah, you can say that. The Shadowfell, you say? All right. Sildar also like kind of sits up a little more straighter, and his eyes dart to the door, the direction that they'd come from. A bit of worry on his face. So the colorless ones are about, are they? That's also worrisome. There's a lot of happenings here in the north. Seems like I've got a lot of work ahead of me.
Ahead of you, are you planning to save the entire world for yourself, Sildar?
Well, there's always saving to be done, my good lady, and it's always good to keep an eye on those who might cause trouble. I don't like jumping to conclusions straight away. I give the benefit of the doubt to most people. I mean, even that other tiefling that's with him, he seems a little... he seems nice enough, but I mean, he's obviously seen his fair share of things. He's can see he's got a couple of scars. He's missing an eye, so who knows what he's been through and what he's done. And same with the other two. It's difficult to get a bead on them, but they're definitely worth keeping an eye on. I know you said you'll help North. Could you also perhaps help me out? I'm going to stay and investigate the happenings around here and see if I can figure anything out of where Yano might have gone to and what he was up to there in the manor. Could you perhaps keep an eye on them for us, if you don't mind, Emma? And then if you'd Anal, is jy terug?
Nee, nog nie.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was Anal speaking. Anyway.
Nee, dit was weer.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Asking question.
Yeah, what is the question?
Soos Anel nou terug.
Alright.
Must I keep an eye?
If you don't mind, if you and Daenerys could just keep an eye on this little group and just report back to me if you see them doing anything strange. And I know you two have good hearts and are always looking out for the good of others. You've proved yourselves to me. So, and I hope I've also proved my worthiness to you in these past few days. So if you could do me this small favor. It's difficult being one man. We do have our resources, but we are stretched thin. So I would really appreciate your help on this.
Mine just inclines her head, violently agreeing.
Thanks, Em. Thanks, Daenerys. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a bit, like I said, stretched thin. So hopefully we can figure out what's going on in this area and find my lost friend or ex-friend and bring him to justice, as well as find out what this small party is up to and what they're looking for. North says that they were kind of, North had over this period of time also just explained to you how he had hired you guys, how he had hired the party and to escort a wagon load of goods and what had happened along the way and how they had rescued him and how they're willing to help. And so far, Sildar, like he says, he's a bit on the fence still, but he's inclined to think that the group is somewhat good, but at the same time they need watching. All right, let's another round for you ladies. North asks. All right, Elsa, another round for us, please.
Mara declines, thank you. She would rather go to look for potions and stuff.
All right, you make your way out then. So Elsa, just make it 3, please. All right. Anything, Emma, that Daenerys, that you'd like to ask Narth or Sildar before we cut to the other group? All right. Okay, let's cut to Sassoon, Adar, and Beatrick, who have made their way north of towards the entrance of Fandland, to where Pavlov's blacksmith is.
Just
Uh, y-
to, as we're walking, just fill in, add on what I told Sassoon as well.
All right. It's not. It's not a. It's not. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's not a long walk. It's like 50 meters from the Stonehill Inn, just north. You can hear the banging of a hammer on metal, ding, 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 as you guys approach. It's quite clear. Yeah, quite obvious that he's at work.
And as we're walking also after like talking to Ador and then with Sassoon there as well, I'd like to ask him like, so what is your guys' impression on the new guests?
They seem like capable fighters.
No, I agree. They did save us there, me specifically, and Sassoon. They, without them, we would not have been here. What their intentions are, or to who they have allegiance, we shall find out. We shall find out. But they seem trustworthy. Okay.
All right.
Hello?
Ding, ding. Oh, it's you. Hello, hello. Please come in, come in. He looks around. Where's the rest of you? Where's your little goblin friend?
They had some other business to attend to, but we are the ones you want to speak to.
Right, right. Did you manage to find me some good ore?
We did find some good ore. He had some quite good knowledge about the ores in this area.
Well, like I say, I have been in that mine a couple of times in the past. But these days, it's dangerous out there. Did you run into any trouble?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit, actually.
Quite a bit, you say.
We had to defeat a clan of kobolds and weird spider things.
And a massive spider.
Well, then was two weird spider things and a massive spider.
He kind of raises his eyebrows, almost looking at you disbelievingly. Right, if you say so, you don't have to tell me. If you don't want to.
You say you
I point at Deirdre's belt with like there's a weird massive spider that's wearing a band.
Spiders wearing belts, you say. I can't believe it. What is this world coming to?
are you Irish or like?
Just go with it. I don't know. I'm struggling to keep the
Okay,
accent.
fine,
I'm struggling to keep.
Give him that much.
Fine, then it's fine.
Are you judging somebody accurately?
Fair enough. Yeah.
I heard it. Don't worry. I heard the Irish coming through there. I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Pavlov, he's from Mother Russia. So what? Can I offer you some vodka? Vodka.
I wouldn't say no. So you frequent that mine?
Long ago, yes. Da.
Did you Did you notice the arcane-ish?
Yeah. I know what you're talking of. The old stones.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What you know?
I have no idea what they are. And as he goes to his little workbench, you see a clear bottle with some clear liquid in there. He pours a few shots of... pours 4 shots. Nostrovia! Cheers. Downs his little shot. Doesn't even flinch as it goes down.
And did you send groups there to mine for you, or were you always?
Nah, I always go by myself.
'Cause there was a few bodies or skeletons in there?
Yes, well, I mean, it's an old mine shaft. I haven't seen any bodies when the last time I was in there. I just saw. I mean, it was an old mine. Nothing interesting in there really, besides the rich veins of ore that one could find.
Oh, okay. You see Adar taking all off the small bag off his back, and it just continues to pull out a plethora of ore and plop it on the nearest table, seemingly unstopping,
You
seemingly
see,
not.
you see, the eyes of Pavlov like widen. Ah, I see you guys have got some tricks on you. I'm intending to believe that you might have run into some large spiders wearing belts.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know of, while I'm unpacking, do you know of any other of these mining caves that have some of this arcane ruins in them?
Um,
Any?
mm, he kind of thinks a little bit. Not really. These hills are filled with holes and deep caves. Some apparently going all the way into the deep underdark. And who knows what's out there. I myself have only seen this. This is the most the cave I frequent the most. So no, I have not seen any other monuments. I mean, they're all scattered all about. If you keep an eye out in the forests and things, you might run across an old ruin or two. But I mean, these are ancient lands filled with old dead civilizations.
Okay, we have some other urgent business to attend, but maybe if we finish that and come, can we swing by? Maybe you have some more mining leads for us.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I'm always willing, or not willing. I'm always happy for people to help and bring some goods, but I can't recall. There aren't. I mean, there's caves and these hills are rich with ore. You just need to explore and find. But yeah, it is dangerous. And if you're willing to venture out again for me, I'll be more than happy to, if I have the coin, to pay you for the ore you bring me. But
Okay.
yeah, I'd recommend you. Perhaps visit Halia at the Miners Exchange if you want a fair rate. Um, yeah.
On the topic of Helya, she seems as she's vying to be the new
Mayor.
mayor.
Town master. Yeah, well, wouldn't be surprised if she becomes new town master. Um, she's a strong woman, but I don't know. I think she's someone that prefers to have power but not show it, if that makes sense. She's a bit of a strange one. She frightens me a little bit, if I'm being honest. And he takes another shot of vodka, pouring one for you guys as well.
Me both, and I shut down with vodka with him.
Nostrovia.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have for you is what's it? Let's say 15 pounds. No, it's closer to 14, but 15 pounds of iron ore. Um, Silver ore is only £1, and tin ore, let's say £10. No, what's 20% of 30?
Mm.
6. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
£6 of tin.
All right, and you see him like busy calculating. Uh, whilst I calculate. Alright. Alright, I'd, according to my, I'd offer you 3 silver for the 15 pounds of iron, 8 silver for the 1 pound of silver, and 5 silver for the 6 pounds of tin for 16 silver.
Sorry, that was your share. So that was the 20%.
Oh yes. Alright, I forgot about that. Okay. Alright.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Put up the money anyway. Not an issue.
No, sorry. He would have known that, obviously. Alright. Okay. Thank you. Alright.
So what's left is 50 pounds of iron,
50.
4
Alright.
pounds of silver, and 25 of tin. I want to keep the silver.
Alright, that's fine. You can keep it. Alright. But he does explain to you that you'd probably get a better rate selling it to the miners' exchange.
How much better?
Well, I'm only offering you 2 coppers per pound of iron and 8 coppers per pound of tin. I think the going rate at Italia, the miners' exchange, is around. Last time I was there, maybe 5. Fuck, I'm going to Irish again. 5 coppers. It's the word coppers. 5 coppers for a pound of iron, and 1 silver piece for tin.
That is significantly more.
I'm happy to take it off your hands. I just don't have too much coin at the moment to afford full going rates.
You helped us a lot already. Yeah. No, I think we might frequent the miners' exchange, or give that lady give your mayor some business.
Yeah.
That is fine with Sassoon and Bedrick.
Oh, well, I turn around to you two and I say, you're gonna love her new gods. Wait until you see them.
Okay.
And he says, before you leave, one more. And he pours one more shot of vodka for you each. Nostrovia!
Do some dexterity checks now.
Yeah, at this point, I'd like you, if you're going to take this shot, I'd like you all to roll constitution saving throws, please.
Ah, there we go, we're getting pissed.
Fuck it, I'm doing constitution saving throw. Oh, 17.
Hang on, guys, let me get there. Constitution saving.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
12.
Alright, so, Ada, Sassoon, you guys are feeling a little bit of a buzz, but okay. Sassoon, you're not too great with handling your alcohol, and this is some strong spirits, and you're feeling your head is super hazy, and your vision blurs, and as you walk, your steps are a little bit like shaky. You're kind of wobbling a little bit from side to side as you leave Pavlov's smithy. Good day to you all.
Good day, Pavlo.
My tail shakes wildly from side to side as I try and use it to keep balance.
I'll give Sassoon a shoulder just to hold on to.
I can walk. I've been doing it my entire life.
I'm sure you can, but you hold on any case, okay?
Do you guys maybe want to get some lodging for the night, and then I'll just quickly pop into the miners' exchange, or do you want to come with the miner exchange?
I'll come with you. I'll stay outside there just for the sake of those 2 guards until you see them, because they gave me some shit attitude. So.
Yeah, well, it's not you I'm worrying about.
No.
I think I'll go back to
No, I'm just going to exchange and then come back.
Alright, so okay, well, it's not far off. It's literally a few meters south of the smithy, 50 meters south. and you easily find your way in, and to the others who are basically nearly done, maybe a chicken wing or two left, but mostly finished, chowing down. Before we get back to them, Emma, you go off in search of someone selling potions, you say.
Potions and some magical items.
All right. I'd like you to, as you're going through the streets, roll an investigation check to see if someone will help you or tell you what you're looking for. 13. All right. Yeah, you go around, you ask a few questions. Some people are a bit nervous when they talk to you, and they kind of shake their heads and saying, I don't know, I don't know what, this is a small village, there's not much magic around. And eventually someone kind of just points off to, in the square where you're kind of asking around, there are a couple of merchants with some of their wares showing, to an old church that's just north of the village square, or a very old kind of shrine looking outside as a rock with the what looks like a circle, almost looking like a coin with a face of a woman on it, and you recognize it as a shrine of Tamora, the goddess of luck. And you enter, and there at the far end, on their knees, it's a very simple shrine. You walk in there, a couple of wooden benches, kind of lining in rows, very old stone masonry. It looks like this building must have been here for hundreds of years, who knows how long. It just looks really old and dusty in there, and a couple of incenses burning. It's basically just this giant looking rock sitting at the far end of this church looking thing. The roof looks like it obviously has been replaced a few times over the years. It's new-ish, quite old still, but and you walk in there, and yeah, at the far end, like I said, you see a hooded person on their knees facing the rock.
See if I check to see if I have any knowledge of what she's doing, as so I don't interrupt something religious or.
Roll a religion check.
20.
Yeah, you recognize she's just praying. You probably wouldn't necessarily interrupt her. She, I mean, it looks like she's wearing the robes of a follower of the Lady of Tamora, basically white with some gold trim, a gold rope, like a gold rope kind of looking belt around her waist, which is the general garb of a follower of Tamora. And they are more than most priestesses, most priestesses are more than willing to help. It doesn't matter if they're praying. They often commune with their God, so you're not necessarily interrupting anything if you decided to walk in and talk to her.
I'll clear my throat.
You see her. She sits still for a few more moments after you cleared your throat, and she stands up and she turns her head, and you see a young elf. Well, she looks young at least. She removes her hood, just brownish and nothing too remarkable. Just a really normal, plain-looking elf. You see a lot of bruises and stuff along her face and scratch marks. It looks like she's been through the wars a little bit. Her cloak and everything is nice and clean. Her skin is clean. It just looks like she's suffered some hurt. You can see the scratches and things have already begun to heal up and close up quite quickly. It looks like a lot of them were pretty deep, but she obviously has some sort of power to be able to close them and have them look the way they do at this point. You yourself, being a cleric, recognize that she probably has some sort of healing magic that allows her to heal herself to this point. Soft and shy, she says, in like a bit of a low voice, respectful to the surroundings she's in, may I help you?
Well, Emma doesn't respond for now to the wound she sees that she lost. I am looking for some to replenish my potions, and if you've got some magical items, I would be interested to see what you have.
Unfortunately, Fandolin isn't. Well, we're a bit of a resource scarce village, being out in the middle of nowhere. I do, however, so magical items are a bit hard to come by, but I do have health potions that I sell if you would like some. I've got two normal health potions and one greater. Unfortunately, stock is a little low at the moment. I've only just recently returned from a bit of an adventure with my so I haven't managed to stock up or anything.
Okay, no matter. I think I'm okay with my potions in terms of health.
I do. If yes.
I recognize the work of healing spells.
Ah, yes.
Little adventures,
Yeah, no, I went through a bit of an ordeal, but never mind my worries. I'm already feeling a lot better, so yeah. I actually do have one other potion if you are interested. It's this, and she pulls out a small potion on her robe. She says, "This I usually take this along with me when I go out, but I don't think I'll be heading out anytime soon. And I can probably make more, or get some ingredients to make more at least." Pulls out this little vial, and in it almost looks like the liquid. There's like strings going all along inside it, and when she kind of shakes it a little bit, the strings kind of dissipate and then reappear. It's quite weird looking, not like strings, but like these almost like fibrous looking things. But as soon as she shakes it a little bit, it kind of turns into liquid again. And then as soon as the liquid stills, these fibers build up again. This potion will allow you to climb any surface, no matter how steep.
What is the cost of this potion?
This potion would go for. Hang on, let me just check my notes. Come on. Sorry, let me just check. Uncommon. This potion will go for 150 gold pieces.
And weight?
It weighs next to nothing. You will easily be able to carry this. So you can put in £0. It's literally just a small vial.
Emma thinks about the commitment she made to Sildra and decides that it could possibly be a good thing to keep in her backpack. Never know.
All right. Thank you very much. And then you hand over the 50 gold, and she hands you the tiny vial. Just add vial of or just climbing potion. There might actually be a climbing potion in the inventory. Maybe.
Add it under equipment, right?
Yeah, so you go to inventory, manage inventory, and then just search for it there. Search climb. Yeah, there should be potion of climbing. So if you just search climb. All right. Thank you very much. She says, if there's anything else I can do for you, please let me know. And then she says, one other thing that I can do for you, and which is that won't cost you anything. I can give you the blessing of Tamora if you so wish.
Out of respect, Ma agrees.
All right, and then she kind of puts her. She just asks you, please kneel down, and you kneel down, and her back facing this huge monolith of a rock that's behind her, and she puts her hand on your head, closes her eyes, and starts muttering. And as she mutters, she kind of talks louder and louder, and you feel this presence build up around you. And then she says, "Rise, my child. You have now been blessed by Tamora." And this blessing allows you to re-roll. You can add it as inspiration, so you can click on your inspiration thing. But this just allows you to. It's like it's like luck. So you can re-roll a single dice. So if I ask you to roll something and you're not happy with that roll, you can re-roll it, and then take the better option. All right, so you've got the blessing of Tamora on you until you decide to use it. Please, may Tamora be with you, and if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know. And perhaps, I know it might be a bit forward of me, but I could do with some help myself. And if you perhaps know anyone who would be willing to venture into some dangerous territories, I'd be most grateful to you.
I've been meaning to ask, what is this course you've been having that would cause all these injuries that you have to cure?
Well, I've been asked by my order to investigate the strange going-ons in the region, and I went to the banshee named Agatha, just north of Coneyberry, to ask about a book. The book once belonged to a legendary mage named Bowgentle, and this book, I believe, may help with what's going on around here. I've actually, our order has evidence of this book. We've got a small torn page in our archives with a small hint of information that might pertain to what's happening in the area. So we really need the rest of that book to kind of hopefully figure out what's going on and how we can mitigate what's happening here. So if you know of anyone who would be willing to face a banshee and ask a question, I'd be most grateful.
Well, I might just know crazy bunch of into me. I discuss it with them and give you an answer a bit later.
Please do.
when I get
Please
back to you.
discuss it with them and I'd be most grateful if you were to visit me again and I can give you some more information on what I require. What's happening is most worrying and it's my nights have been sleepless and when I do sleep my dreams are filled with nightmares. There's an evil about and it's growing.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll go discuss it with the group, and I'll, depending on what the feedback is they give, we might just, if it's okay with you, visit all of us visit you.
Please, I'd be very appreciative. You're welcome back here anytime. May Tamora be with you.
Thank you.
That accent was flawless.
Well, it was super flippin' easy, man. That was
Sorry for the poor thing.
I can do a basic English accent, change my tone or whatever, that's easy, but don't ask me to do other accents. Maybe an Irish accent is easy, but like Russian is I don't know. I try and practice and I can do it when I'm by myself, but if I speak it for too long, then all of a sudden it just goes out the window.
It just goes out the window. Yeah, you get like one sentence.
Yeah.
Move through 3 accents at once, and then you don't know what you were doing at the first. Yeah, no.
Yeah, then you lose track of what accent you're doing. Yeah. Alright, and Emma, you...
Do a German accent.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
I'm sinking. Yeah, sinking. Yeah, German isn't too bad, I think. We'll see how it goes. Maybe you might meet a German character along the way. Alright, so Emma, you... Hey?
Oh, sorry, I'm just playing around with the accent.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so Emma, you head out. Where are you heading now?
Back to the inn to find the chicken nugget eating group.
Alright, so you head back. This took you about an hour to find, just because of that low-ish investigation roll. So when you arrive, everyone has already returned. Hang on, did somebody else leave? No, I don't think so. I think everyone's head back to the inn, right?
No, I went to me and
All right, okay. Let's go to Adar and let's do Adar and the miners exchange. So Adar, you and Beatrick head south to, well, Beatrick basically leads the way to the miners exchange, and yeah, you reach the front door. The front door, you see these 2 burly guards standing outside. They look at Beatrick and you, and they like kind of give a bit of a growl, like, and they kind of, and they, yeah, and so soon you recognize them as being some of the red brands.
no, you went back to the.
Yeah, I went back to the inn. Yeah.
I went back to the bar.
Oh, so this is what you meant with
Yeah.
the interested guards.
Exactly. So now I'll wait for you outside. If you have any trouble, just signal me. I'll come straight in.
Yeah, okay.
As you approach, they kind of just raise a hand and then they knock on the door. One goes in, closes the door behind them. A few seconds later, he comes back out and the door remains open, and there standing in front of you is Halia. Ah,
well. How are you? See, you found some help.
yes, well, gotta put these ruffians to some use, you know. Please, come on in. What can I do for you?
We found some ore.
Oh, right, business. Good. I could do with some of that. It's been... No, that's perfectly fine. It's been a while. It's been slow these past few days, so I'm hoping it'll pick up now that things have gone back to normal here in town. I know things are a bit crazy out there at the moment still, but hopefully the prospectors and miners will be more, well, brave to head out and in search of goods. All right. So what are you bringing me today?
I've got some iron ore and some tin ore.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course. How much do you have?
So, 50 pounds of iron and 25 pounds of tin.
All right. 50 iron. That will amount to 25 silver, or 2 gold and 5 silver. Are you happy with that rate?
No, there's not a better exchange in town.
There sure isn't,
Yep.
and you're not going to get a better rate than that from me. And then in the one corner, there's another desk with some scales, and she kind of takes this rock and just the rocks and kind of just puts it on, measuring the weight and everything. And yeah, 50 pounds, that's about right. Here you go. 2 gold, 5 silver. And then this,
5
and
pounds of
25 pounds of tin. That will bring us to as well, 2 silver and 2 gold and 5 silver.
oh, that's the chance, huh?
Yeah.
Received any good or nice weapons, interesting armor?
Well, I can procure you some if you're interested.
No, if you have
I
any.
don't. No, well, I don't deal in objects or anything, but I am a procurer of goods. So if you need something, it might take a while getting out here, but I can definitely get you what you need. And she kind of gives you a little bit of a wink.
No. Okay, yeah, that is business done. No, tell me that did you hire all of the red brats? That's quite a.
Well, all those that you had, well, all of those you had left alive, yes.
There's only to protect your store or
Uh,
the whole town.
I'll use them as needed. But that won't be causing, yeah. That won't be causing any further trouble. You can trust me.
And the inn they frequented outside of town.
I believe they still frequent that inn. Yeah. Well, you are welcome anywhere in this town. You can head that side. Just please don't cause any more trouble. I wouldn't say turned a new leaf, but they are under new management, and as such, I would appreciate you not damaging my assets.
Yeah, okay. But it sure would cost you a pretty good amount of coin to keep them out of trouble.
Yes, well, I do have a pretty good amount of coin, and she gives a little bit of a cheeky smile.
Well, if you're the only exchange in town, you can probably make a price.
Exactly.
Business picks up.
Yeah, here's to hoping.
Around,
Good evening. All right. Well, it's actually afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, and you head back to. And you meet Beatrix outside. The 2 guards kind of just staring you down a little bit, Beatrix, like their arms crossed. The one got his hand on the hilt of his sword, like just watching you, like his face almost going a little bit red. with a bit of anger and just staring, like not saying a word, just keeping their calm and cool. It looks like they've been told that they aren't allowed to cause any trouble, otherwise there will probably be consequences.
They're staring me down. I'm just flipping my dagger in my hand, waiting.
Alright, and a few minutes later, Addo comes stepping out. Right, you guys.
Yeah, it seems like she's got them on a short leash.
I believe so.
So we
Straight.
got. As we're walking back, I just see. So we got 4 gold and 10 silver. We just added to that other one she gave you and split it 3 ways.
That's right. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Shall we go back to Session?
Yeah.
Hopefully still standing by the time we get there.
Yeah.
Alright, and you guys make your way back. This exchange didn't take too long. You get back. Emma, you haven't arrived back yet, but there's Daenerys, Sassoon, Narth, and Sildar all sitting, cups in hand. Sildar's cheeks going all rosy and red, and Narth looking a little down. Doesn't look like he's drinking too much, taking a few sips. He looks a little worried. Anything you guys want to talk about before Emma joins you in about like half an hour?
I would have asked Daenerys some questions, but yeah, she's busy again.
Okay, alright, so you guys all join at the table. Half an hour later, Emma walks in and also joins the group. And the floor is yours.
Emma, sorry, it seems I'm fading in and out. So, Emma, why are you guys in Phandalin?
Why? I've asked you the same question.
Yeah, there was a mission that brought us here. We had to deliver a wagon.
Oh, that cleared things up.
Oh wow.
I thought it did.
Okay, keep discussing. I'm just running to the toilet. I will be able to hear you. So. Don't worry, I'm muting it, so you don't have to listen to me.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, no, so we had a mission, escort mission to help these guys get a wagon here, but it was we weren't ambushed, right? They were in front of us and they got ambushed. And we saved them from goblins, but we couldn't save everyone. So we're still in search of one of our employers, and we since got the card here, got paid, and then re-employed to find what's his name?
Nice colleague, yeah.
North and
I can't remember.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, what do we suspect? He was taken to Thorn Castle?
something more.
Cragmore Castle. Actually, there's been rumors about, I think, a bugbear and some big goblins. And what's the other one? Yeah, so that is the mission we're heading into. So if you decide to join us, just know this is not some red brands or some ruffians we're taking on. It's gonna be an assault on a castle. Oh,
Well said.
Well,
Silda. Yeah, so go Emma.
well, I might have another mission altogether, um, which might have something to do with the castle. Only I went to look for potions and some magical items, and I came across a very beaten up elf. I recognized the healing spells, and she told me about a book. But apparently she ran into trouble with the local banshee. He did not invite her for cookies and tea. She looks a bit worse for the wear, but she also asked for help to retrieve this book, as it might help with the defeat of whatever dark forces are at work here.
Silda kind of turns and says, "Yeah, to answer your question, Ado, my good man, if indeed you are good, these women have proven, Emma and Daenerys have proven themselves already in my eyes, and pretty sure, and I mean they pretty much saved your life. I'm quite sure they could handle themselves in tough situations." Secondly, with regards to Sister Garela, I'm assuming that's who you've visited. Yes, she also mentioned to me when I briefly saw her before we ventured out to look for you fellows. She had mentioned something of her order. She's part of a factional group who also help out with the Lord's Alliance and her faction, also known as the Harpers, sometimes work in tandem with one another if there are some serious issues and we need more resources. They're a semi-secret organization. I mean they're pretty well known in the region. Their members aren't always well known. But they are also they like to promote good and the preservation of history, and they like to maintain a balance within civilization and nature. So she's pretty trustworthy, and I know her cause sounds like she's also trying to figure out what's going on in the area, and I'm just going to hopefully be able to look to help her if I can. But first I need to find out what's happened to Iano, and I'm planning on investigating a bit more whilst I'm in town. Hopefully figure out what's happening here before heading out. Maybe we'll see if what I find if I go in search of this Banshee Agatha. I've heard of her, and I've actually not had any encounters with her, but they say that she enjoys fancy gifts.
So,
Anyway, so what are your plans? At this point, it's with Emma arriving. It's around 3:00. North kind of says, "Yeah, we need to make a plan. What are we doing? How are we getting to this castle?" I'm a little worried, guys. I don't know if after yesterday, I'm feeling a bit after this morning's events, I'm a bit to be honest. Thanks. I would love to come. You know me, but this feels a little bit above me, and I feel bad letting you guys go off by yourselves, but I would appreciate. I don't know if I should come. I feel like I might just get in the way.
Well, you did bring us some good support. So maybe if you can round up some more.
Yeah, this morning's events were crazy, man. I've never seen anything like what happened. It was my mind. I don't know. I'm struggling to process what happened. What's going on here? This isn't right. You know. And poor Galrin. Fuck. I hope he's alive. I really hope he's alive. He's a good man. A good dwarf.
I think
Apparently.
he said that they usually keep people alive.
Yimik said.
Yes.
Yimik said.
Right, that sentence is wrong with that name in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's the Yimik is the bastard who tortured me.
Yeah, Yimik is the bastard who tortured. And he would have said anything to spare his life.
I'm sure he would.
But let's keep the hope alive. Let's find out where Cragmore Castle is. Is there anyone in town that might have a lead?
North kind of sits back and thinks.
Ons seker vir Haljag gaan vra het of
Yeah,
what about the Smith Pavlo? Would he have some information on?
I mean, we can ask around, but I think most of these folk don't venture too far out of town, and most of them stay on the roads. By the sounds of it, this castle is quite well hidden. Sealdar kind of says, well, the best way of trying to find a place is by, like you say, asking questions. I think what you guys will have to do is probably, I don't know, capture a goblin or bugbear and question them.
Tree goblins.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
So I think we had the like general vicinity. I know it was like northeast or something, so we could go closer to there and then see if we can shake trees.
Is there any close by towns northeast? No? Yeah.
Yeah, Sildar turns to you and says, well, the only town directly northeast of here is Neverwinter, but that's quite a ways off from here. Any other nearby towns? I mean, there's Coneyberry, but that's northeast. And you've come through there by the sounds of it. That's a dead end, I think, if you come through that way. Other than that, I can't think of any. There aren't any other nearby towns, unless you go south where we came from, Leyland. And I mean, we didn't come across anything along our journeys here.
Neverwinter's quite a big town.
Yes, it's known as the it's quite a large town, quite a large city.
There we would most definitely find somebody with some information.
There is a library there. I'm sure if you guys went to the library there, but I mean it's a few days journey to Neverwinter. I don't know how long your friend Galman is going to last in that castle. I'm sure they've already chopped off a few of his limbs.
As long as you can pay me, it's
Siladar hears that and he kind of gives you a bit of a stern look, like a
yeah. Well, no, I'm joking. We want him all appendages attached. Okay. Let's split up and go ask, prominent features. I think we can. I don't know. I don't like asking the red brand, but they're exactly exactly the sort of ruffians that might know of a place like that.
I've got two in mind that we can go ask.
Or the Reverend might know where the other goblin guy that we captured ran off to. Maybe they tried to contact them, and then we can ask them.
Okay, yeah. I think it might cost us, but I think we should ask Halia, as she seems to have them. Let us not cause any trouble. She's got them under control, and see if she can give us some information. I don't know where her allegiance lies, but maybe she can give us something.
Exactly the same too I was thinking about.
Okay. Can we quickly pop back to Pablo? I just want to ask him if he knows where Cragmore is.
Alright, have you guys been drinking whilst you've been discussing this?
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Alright, so I'd like everybody to roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please. So Sin, you're still drunk, so you don't have to.
15, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, you start feeling a little better. You got it under control, but you're still drunk. Yeah. So Ada, you're fine.
17.
Bedrick, you're fine. And then we're just waiting for Emma and Daenerys.
Well, Emma wasn't drinking anymore, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Probably roll back.
Hey.
She'll probably
All right.
roll when she's back.
All right, that's fine. All right, so you guys head off to together to Pavlov, I'm assuming, or you're all heading out.
Yeah, it's close by.
Yeah, it's right
I
nearby.
want to head together to
Okay, from Pablo, where are we going?
to Halia again.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Look, I pick up the Banshee Agatha and see what she knows, ask her what she knows.
You want to go talk to the Banshee, is what you're saying?
Yes, maybe she's got some information.
Well, the Banshee, yeah, the Banshee is far north of, northeast of here in Coneybury. It's like a few days travel to get there. So, yeah. All right, so you guys head out. You hear the
You can go ask. Is it Agatha?
no, Sister Garela.
The sister, yeah, Sister Garela. Maybe. I mean, she seemed like well-traveled, part of an order, so she might have some information.
In exchange for our help.
I think so, yeah. But okay. Then let's move together, and then you can introduce us to her, and then maybe if she can help us, we can help her later. Then she can see the group, and no, you're not just bluffing or what.
Or maybe Edric needs to just stay out of sight for a bit. She might be a bit scared of him, but
Oh, okay.
Weird that she's
yeah,
kind of
she was
stay
open
out
to
of
the
the way,
idea of
'cause
him.
what people tell me to do.
Right? Okay, do I hear this comment, just by the way?
Yeah. You're all together. You hear it definitely.
So then I lean into Adam like, is she, what did she just say that? Do I recognize that she's a elf, like a high elf?
I'd say make a nature check. Oh no, you do. Yeah, you recognize that she's a high elf. I don't think you need to roll for that.
Yeah, that's a typical snobbish comment to make.
Emma just looks at him down her nose and acts if she didn't hear the comment. It's in any case beneath her to comment on something like that.
And she just proved my point.
let's quickly ask because it's quick questions. So I don't think. Okay.
All right, Sildar and North. North says, I'm just gonna head back to the shop and um, see if there's anything I can do around there. I'm feeling a bit useless at the moment. Sildar says, yeah, I'll also just head out and see what I can find. So long. Probably see you guys back here later tonight for drinks, right?
Yeah.
Danette, and please, if I find out that you mistreat these wonderful ladies, there's going to be trouble. And all right, and you guys leave and make your way out. Where are you guys heading first?
Buffalo is the closest.
Yeah. All right. So you head north quickly. Hear the banging. Yeah. You knock on the door. My friends. Welcome back. What can I do for you? Who are these lovely beauties you bring before me?
Oh, you know Sassoon and Bedrick.
Good one. Good one.
Normal opinion on constitution.
How much? 7. Yeah. Daenerys, you're considered drunk.
Study your mind.
Say that again. I can see you guys have been having a little bit to drink. That's good.
Yeah, these lovely ladies saved us from certain death. So they are not just pretty faces; they are brilliant warriors.
I believe you. They look like they can handle themselves. Fuck, that's Irish again. Sorry, Daenerys, what did you say? But please.
It's the music that's flipping you.
It is, yeah. It's like this Irish folk music, yeah. Please. What can I do for you?
We were wondering if you know of a place somewhere north called Cragmore Castle.
Never heard of that place. What, what is this place that you speak of?
Exactly, came here first.
It's we self don't know. We think it's some sort of stronghold or old abandoned king castle. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
only heard about it.
Well, I'm somewhat. I've only been here for a few years. I'm actually from far in the east. So you're asking the the wrong person.
You don't have some maps we can take off your hands or some old maps of the area where we can just scour through.
Look around. This is my workspace. Doesn't look like I keep any books.
Yeah. Oh, we tried. Thank you for your help. Thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of much more help. Yes, my lady. What was that?
Now I wanted to ask, can I do
You don't have to do.
investigation?
Yeah.
Check whether he's being truthful.
All right. So all you have to do is say, "Can I check if he's being truthful?" You don't have to say what skill you want to use, and then I'll just say, "Roll a insight check."
Now roll it up.
Yeah. So roll insight check.
17.
17. Yeah, he's quite a simple man, and you have dealt with many simple men before, and you quickly pick up that he has no ulterior motives. What you see is what you get, and he seems to be pretty honest.
And do you know of anybody in town or close to
Mm.
town that can assist us in
Well, I know if you want to know about the region and what goes on, the oldest at least I know, the one person who's been around for quite some time is Quaileen Alderleaf, the halfling. She runs the farm just south outside of Fandlin. You guys must have passed it heading out in that direction.
Halfling, you say?
Sorry?
Okay, thank you.
Halfling, you say?
Yeah. Halfling. Quite a nice lady. Quaileen Alderleaf.
Okay. Does anyone else want to ask some questions?
No, he doesn't do much, then it's fine. Do we go to the farm or do we go to Helia?
I'd avoid doing business with Halia as far as I can.
Yeah, we'll do the same.
So
Going to-
how
Guess we're
far
going
is
to like those two bastards, but otherwise we should go to the farm.
how far is the farm?
It's not far. It's a few minutes walk. It's literally you guys were standing in the field just before you had head south towards.
And I say we go there.
I think we go there, yeah.
You can actually see so you guys head south. You do actually walk past. No, you don't go past the miners' exchange. So you head south. A few 5 minutes to get there. 10 minutes. As you get there, you see this very neat cornfield that stretches out, not too far, but a fair size. And then as you actually look to the northeast, you can clearly make out the Tresendor Manor up on top of the hill, and the small forest that lies just below it. You approach,
Can you
and
maybe just put that picture on the your splash screen as well?
oh yeah. You mean the picture of Fandlin?
Yeah. Sorry.
If I can find it now. You mean this one?
Yes. Is
Alright.
that the one you were referring to?
Well, this is actually coming north into Fandlin. If you look like up in this area there, that's the hill. And then far, like just to the right, quite far off in the distance, that's where her farm is. You can kind of almost make it out. There's like it looks like crops kind of there with a little house. So it's quite close to the Tresendor Manor. A couple of maybe like 200-300 meters down the hill to where her house is. Yeah, and you actually see, as you guys approach in the field, you see a small diminutive figure and a even shorter, smaller figure, kind of busy in the field there, just bending down, standing up again, and bending down, standing up, and walking up and down the rows of wheat.
Let's approach.
As she sees you guys approaching, she stands up, her eyes going pretty wide, and she kind of waves at you and comes walking pretty briskly up towards you. All right, there we go. Ah, my dear fellows. What an honor it is to have you here at my farm. Welcome. This is the elderly farm, and this is my little son. And she points down to the little kid that's kind of at her heels. This is what's his name? Hey, Carp. This is little Carp.
Carp.
Yes. Carp, say hello. Hi. So, what can I do for you?
Good. My name is Ada.
Yes, I know all your names and all your deeds, and I must say I'm very appreciative of what you've done for our little village. Those bastard red brands caused so much trouble. They nearly broke my poor family. It's just me and my little boy here looking after the farm, and it's such a weight off my shoulders knowing that they've gone. If there's anything I can do for you, please just let me know, and I'll do it in the best of my abilities.
Oh,
Funny you
alright.
mentioned it.
Well, we were very glad you can help. We always appreciate someone that tells us. I don't know what I was trying to say.
That's okay.
Sorry, Anna.
A little helping hand.
Please, that would. My hands aren't are little, yes, but they are hard and strong.
We might need some information from you. Do you
Yes?
know of any old forts or castles or anything north
Mm.
of Vanderlyn?
She kind of stops and.
Particularly called
Mhm.
Craigmore Castle.
Cragmore Castle. I know that the local goblin tribe are called the Cragmores, right? I don't know any Cragmore Castle, but I'm assuming that whatever castle they've taken, they've probably just renamed it after themselves. So I doubt you'll find any useful information on that. She kind of gives a little chuckle. However, yeah, I can't think of any castles, you know. However, I do know of somebody who might know. He will know. Actually, I'm quite definitely sure he will know. Is good old what's Radoth the Druid. There isn't an inch of this land that he doesn't know. He's travelled far and wide, and he's quite a wise old man. I know, yeah, Radoth. I know he had recently set out for some ruins of an old town called Thunder Tree. It's just west of Neverwinter Wood, maybe about 50 miles northwest of here. I can give you some pretty good directions to get to Thunder Tree if you wish.
What's the place?
Thunder Tree.
I also have a map for a treasure in Thunder Tree.
Oh,
What can we do for you in return after giving us this information?
Oh, please, my dearie, nothing at all. Please, just that this you and your friends are helping clear out the red brands. That's more than enough for me and my boy here. It's just that so good to be able to live our lives without knowing that these bloody bastards will come and take what we have, and I just feel free, and it feels like I'd like to dance.
I've been watching Little Thor.
Yeah.
The feeling it's a young active boy. She's got a feeling she wants to check whether he knows anything, maybe.
Yeah, okay, so do you want to ask him a question or anything?
Yes, I'd like to ask him whether he's seen some strange things, maybe
He can.
places where people fight, or places where you could go into a castle, or
He kind of looks at you with his big bright eyes, and he kind of steps out, his chest all like puffed up a little bit. He's tiny, man. Like he must be like a foot and a half tall. He's probably like for halfling, and you kind of have seen halflings before. You can tell he's about 10 years old, and you can see at his side he's got like what looks like a wooden carved sword, and he kind of pulls it out and says, "Well, I found a secret tunnel, in the forest up over there. I saw a couple of big ugly bandits come out, and they had met a pair of red brands. They didn't seem to. They didn't see me, but I saw this secret hole that they came out of and must go into the house. I love playing in the forests. And Quaylene at this point kind of says, "Yeah, my boy here, he's quite spirited and he loves to play in the forests and things. He did tell me the story of him finding a secret passage into the manor, but I don't think he knows much of what the going ons around here. He generally stays within sight of town. So, Carp, don't say anything that isn't useful."
I think we also found the secret entrance. We used it to get out.
The manor's been cleared, so
Yeah, I hear it's been cleared, and again, thank you so very much for what you've done for our village. But yes, I'd recommend seeing Radith. He knows anything and everything. He's a very knowledgeable person and very helpful and always willing to lend an ear and help those in need.
How long ago did he set off?
It must have been about 5-6 days ago, maybe a week. Or a week, it would have been 10 days. Say about 7 days. But I know he generally spends quite a bit of time in Thunder Tree. I suspect he probably lives round there.
Yeah, if you could give us the directions, that would be lovely.
Of course. And she pulls out, she says, "Please follow me." And she leads you to her little house. Very small, quaint. I mean, she's a halfling. You guys kind of have to bend down to enter her house. And when you stand up, your head's almost... not all of you can fit in there. So Adar and whoever else kind of enters. And when you stand, your head's nearly hit the ceiling. Sorry, there isn't much in terms of seating. Actually, yeah, she quickly grabs a few bits of paper and bits of papers and things, and then she says, "Follow me, quick. We'll go to the barn." And she heads out, and a few hundred feet from the house is quite a large barn, just normal size. It looks like it's been there a while. A couple of holes in it. It's like just a little further north. Fairly sized, got a loft in it and hay and not hay, but it looks like sacks of wheat ready for transport and so on. I think it's better if we sit, and there's like this little desk there as well, and a couple of papers strewn about. Nothing interesting, just like tallying sacks of grain, sacks of wheat or whatever, and how much she's going to cost and prices of the market and so on and so on. She sits down with a piece of pen and paper, and she draws up a pretty detailed map of how to get to Thunder Tree. It's I don't have one on me now, but I'll send it through to you, the map. You can see it heads north out of Phandalin, following the trail that you'd used to get in, and then it heads basically onto the high road. So you head west on the Tribord Trail, and then you get to the high road, and then you head north up the high road. She kind of explains, so all you do is you go out of Phandalin north, then head west down Tribord Trail, then north up the high road. It takes a bit of time if you're going to take the high road, since it doesn't go straight to Thunder Tree. There is an old unused path. It's not much used. I'm sure it's the one that Radith uses most often, and it follows the edge of the Neverwinter Wood to reach that Thunder Tree, and she draws like a little X where Thunder Tree is, which is it's on near the river that kind of heads towards Neverwinter in the west. She says, "Here's Neverwinter. Thunder Tree is just a few miles, quite a few miles west of Neverwinter, just on the edge of the forest." So you have Neverwinter, the city, and then you have Neverwinter Wood, which is just to the east there. So she says, it's a bit of a travel, but if you do, the faster route is along the forest track, but although I suspect it's probably a little more dangerous, since you are going to be walking along a forest which is known to have strange creatures and other things that have been sighted there. So and I also hear there are goblins on the trail from the merchants in town, so you better just keep an eye out if you're heading in that direction.
We might have some use for a goblin or two, so it might not
All right, no, that's good. Is there anything else I can help you with? Do you need lodgings? You're more than welcome to stay here in my loft if you'd like. There's I do have hay and it's comfortable enough that although it's still a little cold in the mornings, it's warming up these days. So you're more than welcome to stay here if you'd like.
Thank you, but I think we we're gonna make use of the in town to.
All right, that's fine. Not a problem. Of course, of course. It's a pleasure. If there's anything you ever need, please don't hesitate to visit me. You know where I am.
Thank you very much. We will should to do it. Is there any questions you guys want to ask her?
All good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Cobb, say goodbye, please. And he kind of stands up and he kind of goes to each of you and just gives a little hug around your leg, just like hugging your calves, basically. Goodbye. If you need an extra hand, I'm also available. I'm quite good with a sword.
Alright, little man. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna hit up the grid.
You want to ask some other people in town, or we just want to do
Well,
this?
she seems pretty convinced that he's the one to go to for this kind of information, so I don't know if it's worth asking anyone else in town or be straight.
Okay.
Oh, we had agreed to go to.
Yeah, hang on, yeah, that's true. I forgot. We did also say we were gonna go to.
Oh yeah.
Not Halia, the one that Emma spoke to.
Sister Garela.
Sister Gorilla, yeah.
Sister Gorilla.
Let's give her a chance as well and see.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we spell her name?
So Garela is G-A-R-A-E-L-E.
That's dangerously close to Gorilla.
Yeah.
Sorry, but on the map, is it like if we do take the forest route, is there still like a small road there, or is it just complete forest?
You basically follow the edge of the forest. So she kind of drew it so that you can kind of see the forest edge. I'll try and quickly draw it for you so you can see.
I was wondering if
Yeah.
if it looked like a cart would be useful.
If you ask her, she says you might be able to take a cart with you, but it's it can be a little. I haven't taken that path in many years. Thunder Tree was overrun by undead quite a few years ago. Yeah, you could. I mean, if you tried, you definitely could. I'd say.
It sounds like it will make the journey more difficult. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. But yeah, so the path basically heads pretty much straight north along the edge of the north, and then you hit the forest, and then you just follow the edge of the forest all the way north to Thunder Tree.
Okay. Let's go past this wizard lady.
All right, so you guys make your way to the altar, to the church-like structure. You poke your head. Yeah.
You said Beatrix must just stay out of sight, maybe.
Speaking to Emma, or who are you talking to?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking to Emma, yeah. So.
Sorry, just say again.
You said we should keep Bedrick just outside for this interaction.
Well, I'm not saying that she is judgmental, but
You are.
might have heard of his kind, so just think it might be if he just hangs in the background.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Then we head to her.
Alright, so you guys slowly make your, or not slowly, but you make your way to her. You poke your head in to the shrine and you see that it's empty at the moment. A few incenses burning and a candle or two lit there by the altar at the back. You do recall though that when you first arrived and you had looked for Sister Garela, her house is basically right next door. Yeah.
Is that the from when we just came into town?
Yeah, I remember when you guys had just come into town. I think either Kalta or Halia was looking for somebody, and when Kalta had entered the shrine with Halia, and it was empty. There was no one there. There was no incense or any candles that were burning. You could see that there was something happening, and then I think you can't remember who you'd spoken to, but they said that Sister Garela was out and hadn't has been away for a while.
Yeah. I remember now.
But and then you also checked her house to see if she was there. So you kind of knocked it's literally right next to the.
Yeah. Well then we check the house. So.
All right. So you go knock on the door, and she opens it up, hood down, robes neatly kind of in front of her, hands like crossed, not crossed, like just in front of her, standing like that. Who's answering? Or who's knocking?
I'll be knocking.
Alright. And she turns to opens the door. Yes, how can I help you?
I would have liked to have knocked, but she's unfortunately busy at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah. She can knock. Yeah, because she knows Sister.
Alright.
Just on the phone quickly.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. So we'll just say that she knocks and Emma answers. Emma, good to see you again. I assume that was very quick of you, and I assume these are your companions you spoke of. Please come on in. And she invites you inside. Do you all enter?
I suppose.
Alright. So you all make. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all make your way inside. Please. It's quite sparse. There isn't much there. It's not a massive house. It's large-ish. It's a single room basically. You see a small little section of area with a table and a bit of water that's over there, and in the other corner you see racks with different kinds of herbs kind of hanging off of it, busy drying out, and you see a cot in the one corner, and another table with different kind of like a mortar and pestle, a couple of vials, a book or two kind of stacked upright along the back end. But more than that, there isn't much more than that. It's pretty sparse. No decorations or anything like that. And there isn't really seating. So she kind of just says, please come on in. Can I don't have anything in the way of refreshments, but I can offer you some water if you'd like.
Emma's back, so she can take over again.
Alright. So Emma, no, don't worry, that's okay. So Emma, these are your companions you spoke of. Would you mind introducing me, please?
Not at all. So I'm having the giggles now, thinking how to introduce the other. So yeah, Emma just basically period. Basically introducing each person to prayer. And also Dietrich, she introduces Dietrich to this lady.
Ah, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Emma says that you're all quite capable. Who speaks for your group?
Well, we've been speaking, but honestly,
How well does your organization track the goblins and their movement?
My organization. Who told you of my organization?
I have no idea.
Well, it was Sildar had told you guys.
I remember how I know this information, but I have no idea.
so
Aren't you part of some kind of cult?
No, well, I worship Tamora. She's surely not a cult. We've all seen her miracles at work. And if you're referring, well, if you have yet, please, I implore that you join one of my sermons. The Lady of Luck is always willing to have any and all followers join her. She's quite a forgiving and open goddess. So I
How well do you track the goblins there?
well, I don't necessarily track goblins myself. I am part of a group which I assume you're referring to, and I think I know who had told you. It sounds like Sildar has. He can be quite talkative, especially if he's been in his cups. So I'm part of a faction.
The goblins, then who's
No.
tracking the goblins?
Well, how? Unfortunately, I don't think anybody's tracking the goblins. To be honest, they're quite hard to follow. They disappear as soon as they appear, and they are quite well versed in trickery and hiding and evasive maneuvers. So we don't necessarily have anyone following them. We have been trying to figure out what they are up to, but up until now, it's. I'm sure I'm the only real agent of the Harpers in this region, and I'm assuming that's who Sildar had referred to, and also. Yeah, I'm sure, and also Emma, because you're a high elf, you also know that the Harpers were actually originally founded by a high elf, and they strive to create a world that's civilized and that matches the splendor of the high elves' original home. So that's just some extra bit of information. Anyway, she says, we're just trying to figure out what's going on in the region. There's Coneyberry has been burnt to ashes, and lots of strange happenings have been occurring. People being attacked and goblins being more active. And I was sent on a few days ago. I was sent by my superiors to undertake a delicate mission. I was meant to persuade the Banshee Agatha to answer a question about a book, and I'm assuming Emma has told you of this book. We've got a fragment of this page left, and it speaks of things that have somewhat been happening at the moment in the area. this fragment, and we believe that if we can obtain this book, it will tell us more of what's going on and perhaps how to mitigate what's happening. I mean, my goddess has been talking to me, and I've been communing with her, and she agrees that there are evil beings in the area, and evil is growing. There's a darkness that's coming, it seems. But yes, so my mission was to obtain this book, or an answer from Agatha on where the location of this book is. The thing is, Agatha is a bit tricky to speak with. One generally should bring her a suitable gift. I tried bringing the silver comb, and she kind of goes to her desk and shows you this very beautiful, intricate silver comb with lots of different gemstones kind of studded around it. And I was meant to persuade this creature to tell me the location of the book that belonged to a mage known as Bowgentle. This mage was believed to have been able to peer into the future, and somewhat like an oracle, although he had used magic to do so. And he had written down, so like an oracle, a few verses of future predictions. But yeah, I believe if one were to flatter Agatha's vanity and perhaps hand her a gift such as the silver comb, she may give an answer.
Did you not try to give the silver comb to her? Or?
I did. I tried to flatter her. I offered the silver comb, but I believe she was a little. I obviously didn't say the right things, and I think she has something against people who have some form of beauty to them. I'm not saying I'm beautiful, but she obviously had seen something she didn't like within me and attacked me, and I got out of there as quick as I could. I'm not definitely no match for Agatha. She's been around for quite a while, a good few hundred years, and there are many tales of her. But yes, I'd be very much appreciative if you could perhaps help me. I would be willing to offer you these healing potions, and she shows the two normal healing potions and a potion of greater healing that's kind of sitting on a table. I'll be willing to give you these if you're able to come up with or ask her a question, figure out the location of this book.
We are a bit busy right now, but we aren't declining it yet.
All right, that's okay.
Request. We would like to go around.
That's
around
okay.
First.
Whenever. Who's the regional? I believe you.
We want somebody to dispel a curse from Coneyberry.
Yes, I believe you must be. You might want to look for. Hang on. Radoth the Druid. He's quite knowledgeable about the region and its going ons. May I ask what you'd like to ask him? Perhaps I may help.
I'm just
Yes.
wanting to find someone who can pay us to remove the curse from Coneyberry.
Oh yes, I ran into the shadows that lurk there in Coneyberry. It's quite an unpleasant place. I don't think on my way out of there, on my way back from Agatha, I avoided that area. But yeah, Radoth would definitely be the person to speak to. I'm not sure if he'd pay you. He isn't one who carries much, although he is knowledgeable about plant things, and I actually learned some of my craft from him, my potion brewing craft. He does carry some strange objects. He might be willing to reward you if you were to do something like that. You'll have to speak to him. It's difficult for me to know the mind of Radoth. He's quite ancient and has been around for quite some time. He doesn't tend to get involved with things. he's a bit of a loner,
Yeah,
if I can put it that way.
Mushrooms. Adar has. I gave Adar some mushrooms.
Oh, that'd be where? Yeah,
Lack of mushrooms.
you do. May I?
We
Let me see.
if you could help us identify them.
Of course.
I think some of these mushrooms are people.
Oh shit.
All right. So
I take out. I think it was a small bag with the mushrooms inside of them, so it wasn't.
yeah, you had two each of these mushrooms that they'd given you. So you hand her these mushrooms
Yeah.
and she opens the bag and she kind of lays them out carefully, not touching them on the table in case they're poisonous or something. You can see she's being very careful, taking some tweezers actually and kind of just putting them together. You guys had picked two of each and she kind of lays them out on the table, her eyes lighting up as she looks at them. These ones here,
Fun fact outside of game, mushrooms aren't plants. They're actually like a type of insect. They grow. What do you call it? They don't grow plant-like. They grow. What's the insect skeleton made out of?
exoskeleton or keratin or something like that.
They use keratin to actually like grow.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know they've been told that the people say they're on plants, and yes, they're classified as fungi, but they're actually they got animal-like traits or something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The,
Yeah.
they're actually like they're a group on their own. Like
Yeah.
between plants and insects, you get the mycelium group or
Mm.
whatever group they fit
Mm.
into. Yeah. So they are neither plants nor animals.
Mm.
Well,
That's
nor
weird.
insects, but
Yeah.
a group on their own. But it to be similar to the exoskeleton, that's quite interesting.
Mm. And those are say that the
They have a
chitin.
chitin.
Yeah.
That is what insects are made out of.
Oh,
Yeah, and they say they're able to almost communicate through signals with their underground root systems and etc. Yeah, that's quite interesting, and they communicate with plant life as well as I think certain types of insects. Yeah, so yeah, quite interesting. Anyway, so she lays out these mushrooms. She's like, okay, this one. You can see she's getting quite like worked up. She's quite excited. These are quite rare and odd fungi that you guys have bought me. This is Seductus lactimus, or otherwise known as the lust shroom. This one is golden luminescent mushroom with silver spots. She says if you ingest this mushroom, it will make any creature who eats it hallucinate and make anything they see appear as if it's a mushroom. So if you eat this, any living creature around you will appear as if it's a mushroom. It's quite interesting. No one quite knows why or how it does that. Additionally, the creature has an unusually intense desire to consume all other mushroom in sight, which puts them into uncontrollable rage. So I recommend not eating this one. So I don't know if I'll just send you the description. I suppose that's the easiest thing to do. I'll send you all the descriptions on the chat a bit later. Yeah, resolve. This one is Celeratus maximus, known as the blur root. It grows mostly underground, especially in Underdark. So this one is incredibly rare. It's a curious fungus that avoids light and often grows in very dark conditions, as I've said, with just the small cap peeking out of the ground. The cap is quite small, as you can see, light green and sticky, but the stem is long and travels underground for several feet, as you can see by the long roots. These roots you should not touch, and when handled, you should handle them with gloves. It can cause some necrotic damage if it does come into contact with your skin. However, if you brew these strands into a strong tea, it will grant the drinker double movement speed for a few minutes. So you'll be able to move twice as fast for a couple of minutes. I do know that mining dwarves often use these mushrooms, and they often keep vials of the tea to aid them from escapes if there's any cavings or tunnels that are starting to flood. But also they mostly use this tea to exploit a vein of ore as fast as possible before others learn of it. I also know that drow elves use this stem to kill things faster. They use it in their poisons. Yeah, quite interesting. Well, that's a very good find. You must tell me where you got this, where you got these mushrooms. I'm quite interested. And then she goes on to the next one. This one, this is a dusk cap. It's basically, it looks like a normal mushroom. If I recall right, and Rydith mentioned that this gives shared hallucinations. So if I were to eat this, and Emma, if you were to eat this, we would both see the exact same thing. We almost create some sort of a mental link with each other and see similar hallucination or the exact same hallucinations. No one again quite knows how these work. These mushrooms are quite rare and also not well studied. Then she goes to the next one. This one is Thieves' Folly. When dried, powdered and then mixed into clear alcohol, this mushroom will produce a clear liquid that can be used to coat any object. When coming into contact with the skin, this liquid causes the skin to glow a bright blue for a few hours. So it basically, whatever comes into contact with it will glow a blue color and can be used as light. This next mushroom, she picks up another one. This is called the Phoenix Shroom. This is you can see it's a small mushroom with a pointed amber colored cap. These mushrooms often grow in tightly packed groups around the ashes of campfires and glow a distinct yellow-red color in the dark. A phoenix shroom are often mistaken for fires from a distance, but when used to make stew, these mushrooms have a natural spice that grant those who drink it fire resistance for a few hours. So also a very good mushroom to find. Then she picks up another one, the last one of the bunch. Now this mushroom is very interesting. This is called the Wizard's Eye. They can be also found in caves. They also give off a reddish glow. It's a small round ball that is reddish brown and translucent. Cooked in stew, they are tasty and non-reactive, but when used in conjunction with a fresh eyeball from any form of humanoid, they transform into a useful item called a Wizard's Eye. Placing the mushroom and the fresh eye in a jar together triggers the mushroom to extrude small filaments into the eye and begin to absorb it. Anyone who eats a tendril can see what the new Wizard's Eye sees for a few hours. They're often placed in dungeon doors and trees and such, or stuck on ceilings with some putty to observe, secretly observe rooms and dungeons and such. I know many thieves guilds use this type of mushroom, and they'll probably pay a good amount of gold for this type of mushroom. But that's it. What a good find. Well done. Who's the mushroom picker? Who of you are fungi collectors?
I found the mushrooms. They were growing on people.
And I don't think any of these would grow on people. However, you must have seen, and you're very lucky to not have touched it. You must be talking, if you found all of these together, it must have been the Nubius mortificantus, or the death cloud. I know the stem of that mushroom is yellow-brown with a red, purple and green bubble at the top. I know it's an enormous mushroom that grows up to 4 feet. And the mushroom has gills that produce spores. And these spores, if touched, or if the mushroom is broken open, or the spores get or latch on into any of the surrounding objects, any living, not human, but any animal-like material, organic animal material. And within 6 hours of the spores touching, new fungus will begin to sprout from the region of where it's touched. When exposed to it'll eventually grow. These mushrooms will eventually grow in the human body, and if not treated on time, will cause paralysis within 6 hours and death within 72. So it's a good thing you did not touch or try and harvest that specific mushroom. And it is known to grow.
I
once.
kicked my hands for mushrooms growing up.
All right, roll a perception check.
16.
It's been a few hours since you guys had left that cave early that same morning. So you don't notice. You check. You kind of go through your fur, feeling around, a little paranoid like. But no, you don't come across any strange growths or any funny things growing out of your skin. It's a good thing too.
All these in a cave.
Yeah.
When the ants attacked us.
The plants. Are you talking about? Are you speaking? You must be speaking of twig blights. Were they tree-like beings that are able to move?
No, it's like a root-like.
That's exactly how a plant looks that would attack. Yes.
All right, that's worrying. Twig blights are only really present in areas that have seen dark magic. So that's a little worrying if you've seen that. So you say you saw these twig blights in a cave.
How much do you know of like dark magics? If you like found a very old portal in a cave that doesn't work anymore, would you be able to do something with it?
I'm sure with enough. Well, I'm sure with enough research, I'm confident that I could possibly figure out where it might lead, or not where it might lead, but I could probably try and discern its use, and perhaps you're gonna have to give me a little bit more information, but I'm confident that I might be able to figure something out.
In this cave, we found it seemed like an old, broken down, of our limited knowledge, portal that
All right.
we might have thought the miners used to ship goods, but we're not sure. There might be some sinister
All right.
motivation behind it. But
You never know.
that's not why we are here. Why we would like to know if you know how good you know the area, because as you said, or as he said, you are part of a group.
Yes, the Harpers.
Say patrolling the area, but keeping an eye over this region.
Yes, so I've been assigned to I was assigned to this region a few years ago to investigate, or just to ensure the prosperity of the of Fandolin. It's this town has seen many tragedies over the years, and I'm hoping to mitigate any more tragedies occurring. So I'm just trying to investigate what's going on. It's only been the last few months when strange things have been occurring. So what are you looking for exactly?
We are looking for some sort of old stronghold or fort or castle
All right.
of Fandolin.
Nothing immediately springs to mind, but I can definitely find out from my sources.
Or around Fandolin, like maybe to the east, west, or south, or
Well, there's
we have reason to believe the goblins have taken hold of it, or taken it as their own and using it as a operating place.
As a base of operations. All right.
as a base of operations.
I know there's the Old Owl Well, but that's an ancient an ancient netheril structure, far just south of Coneybury, quite far to the east. Those are ancient ruins. It's not necessarily a castle or anything. It's an old watchtower, I think.
South of Coneybury.
Yeah, just south of Coneybury, a few miles south of Coneybury. And then other than that, there is Wyvern Tor, if I recall. Also, that's a further south of Old Owl Well.
Would you be so kind as to assist us in maybe a small drawn map?
Of course,
If
I'll.
we're heading in that direction, we can stop by each.
Yeah, you can have a look. They're not. They're mostly ruins, but of course, and none of them are really castles. But I will put a map together for you.
No goblins.
Yeah, they'll take anything. That's right. All right, I'll quickly draw up a map for you. If you are heading in that direction, it's also, I mean, it's towards Coneybury, so I'd, like I said, very much appreciate it if you.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But as we said, we've got some other urgent business to attend to first.
That's fine.
As somebody might be in danger.
We could stop on the way back, but we also don't have like a very glamorous gift or anything for Agatha.
Well, please take this comb, and she hands you the comb, which is like this is. It's surprising that Agatha didn't accept this as well. It was obviously her looks that had upset Agatha, because this comb,
So
you can tell. Yeah.
if we quickly glance at our group, who of us would have the best chance to provide this as a gift and succeed?
Uh,
We're getting the 2 health potions and the greater health potions.
yes. If you assist and are successful, or even if you're not successful, I'll be more than happy for, even if you try, I'll give you these potions. I know it's not much, but it's something at least. And then she hands you the drawn map.
Can we have access to some of the information in the book as well? If we
Of course. Well, yeah, of course.
if she doesn't have it, or maybe she'll just tell us where.
Let's say this. If you even attempt this, I do recall from the torn page the information that was written there. I can give that information to you if you'd like, along with the health potions. Perhaps you could make sense of it.
Perhaps we can make sense of it. And then we found the scroll in in that cave where we mentioned of the arcane ruins,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like a spell scroll, but we're not too good. I would like to know the how do we use this teleport scroll, and what happens after it, and if it can be copied, because we have a suspicion that it gets destroyed if we
All
use
right.
it. Is there a way to copy it, or you copy it, or
I'll have to see the scroll. Spell scrolls are usually you'd have to be a worker of arcane magic to understand the magic behind it, and I know you require special ink and parchment to learn these spells and recreate them.
okay, I just handed the scroll.
All right.
You can have a look.
She unrolls it and gives it a read. Yes, this is actually quite interesting. It looks like the location for this teleport is right in my temple. Well, not my temple, Tamora's temple over here. That's quite. Where'd you find this?
Found it.
It looks
in
quite old.
in an old mining cave among some deceased skeletons. Oh.
Uh,
Spider monkeys.
it must.
The the scroll was, I think, in the alcove behind some boards or behind some rocks.
All right. It looks.
Seems like a team that was down there. Just
Okay, I don't recall any teams in recent years heading in that direction, so it must be quite old. But yeah, yes, it looks like it's a single use, and unfortunately, I won't be able to copy this. You'll have to find a arcane user, a wizard, who knows such things and who has the skill to do such. It looks to me to be quite complicated. I won't be able to help you with that.
worth copying? Or
Well, it's up to you. I mean, if you do copy it, that specific wizard would probably be able to use this temple as a permanent teleport. So they'd be able to, no matter where they are, use a spell to teleport themselves to my temple or to Tamora's temple. Otherwise, they could probably copy and create a new spell scroll for you. But again, it will only be single use. So anyone could probably read this and activate the magic within it. But once activated, it cannot be used again.
does everybody have to touch the reader, or how do you
Yes,
get
so-
the party to-
So you have to stand within proximity of each other. When you read this, it's how I think it might happen. I'm not quite sure. I don't think touch is necessary, although it'd probably be a good idea to touch each other. But it seems like if you'd read this, there might be some sort of symbol or something that would probably appear for a few seconds on the ground, and this is how most teleports work. From what I've seen, I've never had the opportunity to use one myself, but I've seen it happen. Is that a symbol is drawn on the ground, and once the last mark has been made, it flashes and activates and flashes open, and you have a few seconds to walk in, and you're immediately teleported to your destination.
Okay, and it stays open for a few seconds, so
Yes,
if
from
your
what I
assailant-
remember,
if
from
your
what I
assailant- your assailant runs into it, it gets teleported with you.
well, yeah, if they're nearby, probably.
If they're close by, yeah.
Yes, it looks like from what I recall, it's probably around 6 seconds.
Okay. That is the end of my questions.
All right, but if you need anything else, please, my door's always open, and I would very much appreciate your help. I think it's imperative that we find the location of this book. My goddess has been imploring me, or not imploring, but I've been having really bad dreams, and there's some darkness approaching, and I can feel it weighing heavy over the lands.
Okay.
All right.
Beatrix, do you have any questions?
I'm fine.
Game of Thrones lady.
Daenerys.
Daenerys, yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Sorry. I'm good.
Good.
Who did she say was the ugliest among us?
Oh yeah, I asked, but she avoided the answer. Still avoiding.
You'd have to. Well, I think you'd have to decide that amongst yourselves.
Good save. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, you.
That's
This
not a
is
very helpful answer.
this
Like,
is quite of it's
if we die by banshee,
yeah
we
yeah.
know who at fault it is now.
I'm sorry, everybody has their own standard of beauty, and everyone is different. I don't presume to know the mind of Agatha. I wouldn't be able to tell you what she might think is beautiful or not.
Just one good save after the other. Fishing them out.
Yes, I'm sorry I can't be of much more help, but I'm sure if you, like I said, if you hang on, if you if you kind of play to her vanity and her if you flatter her and just try and make her feel like she's beautiful and loved. She obviously didn't find my approach sincere. She is rather hideous and quite a sight to behold. It was very difficult to keep my calm in front of her. It was the first time I've ever experienced anything like that, and I'm very lucky to have escaped with my life. I don't know exactly how I got it.
Hard, but judging this banshee is easy. Okay.
Well, yes. You will know this creature would strike fear in the heart of any brave soul. So I do wish you luck. Yeah.
Okay. I think
Okay.
we're
What we
done
need
now.
All right. May Tamora's luck shine upon you, and safe travels.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think we're going to cut it there. You guys walk outside. Anything last minute things you'd like to discuss with each other? Plans? What you're going to do next for the next session?
What happened? Some of our HP is very low.
Yeah. Well, you guys haven't had a long rest yet.
And our Wharton skins are definitely empty, and my rations are finished. Or I've got one left.
I think if we can close up by finding an inn for the night and just
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head back to the Stonehill Inn. You don't see Nath or Sildar in there. Toblin is there, and you ask for rooms. He's willing to give you a discounted price. There are only 3 rooms available. He says he'll offer for 2 silver piece per room.
That's okay. I'll sleep in the tree I found last time I was here.
All right.
I happily accepted 2 silver for the room. No problem.
Yeah.
Alright.
Did you, Beatrix, did you divide up the gold?
Amongst us 3.
Yeah. Did you? Or did we do it?
How much did we say? It was 70.
Yeah, you got 75. Yeah.
Plus-
Yeah, but
plus-
didn't offer.
Plus
We sold the.
4.
Yeah.
Plus 4.
9.
Plus 10 silver, which I think is another gold.
Yeah.
It's 18
Plus-
total. I think.
Plus 5. So it's 80 total. Yeah.
So divided by 3, that'll be 26.6. So I mean,
So 26 gold, 6 silver pieces.
no,
Yeah. I'll take 25. In fact,
25 and 5 and
yeah. I still have the silver ore.
so let's say 25 then round for buddy. And the extra
well,
we just put aside. I mean, it's not a problem.
Just 5. Yeah. Yeah. You can keep it, and then you just use it to buy us rations and stuff. Alright. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so you head off to the inn. Just subtract So you're gonna take a room, Beatrix. Subtract 2 silver. Adar, are you gonna take a room?
Yes.
Subtract 2 silver, and then Daenerys and Emma, are you guys gonna share a room?
No, I'm gonna sleep outside. It's fine. 2 silver is very expensive.
Silver's
I'll take a
nora
chair outside
expensive.
and sleep.
But I offered to pay another 2 silver for the third room.
Aww, you're so sweet.
Don't get used to it.
I can't promise you that.
Well, 2 silver, yeah. What's your background?
My background.
Oh, 2 silver is not expensive. Oh, is it? Is 2 silver?
Really?
That being said, on the way back, I do ask Daenerys what are they doing in Phandalin?
New adventures and love.
It's a lot more. It's weirdly even more cryptic than not giving an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, you might as well not say anything.
Okay. I go for a long rest.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So you all go to bed, and you all have a long rest. So you can mark a long rest, and then we'll pick up next session in the morning.
We don't have to do XP now, but are we still far from a level, I guess?
Yeah, you're still a little bit off. Yeah, I've been keeping track, so don't worry. Let me see. After today, hang on.
For more fun news than usual on our side, our grandmothers are trending on TikTok.
Oh yeah, why?
Like 17,000 likes.
Jeez,
Video we made for them.
that's mental.
Yes.
What were they doing? Send a link.
Yeah, we'll send it. It's insane.
Well, let's not get your expectations up. It's insane that the video is doing so well.
I'll send it on a D&D WhatsApp group.
Yeah. Just send it on the social group there.
I think she meant WhatsApp.
Oh, WhatsApp. Sorry, fuck yeah. My mind's on.
Yeah, no, they're not really even doing anything in the video. But yeah, Anel's video with like the most likes ever, I think, has 1,000 likes or something, and then this video is already at 17,000 and climbing.
Jeez.
Sorry for my ignorance, but is 17 a lot?
It is,
Like-
according to everything else.
Like
I think it's a lot.
17 more than Anel's most liked video.
Yeah, but that is not.
Yeah, nice.
Having 2 data points is not quantitative.
I made this video that we actually practiced for about half an hour. I mean, we're two young girls dancing, and then we've made a stupid video that takes about 2 seconds for the grandmothers to learn. Next moment, we get 150 likes. They get 17,000.
Yeah. That is a lot. That's like, I
See, I don't know TikTok, so
yeah. I also don't know TikTok, but I think that's a lot. I mean, 17,000. To me that's viral. I mean, I don't even know 17,000 people, so I don't think I've even met 17,000 people in my lifetime.
17,000 people watched it. 17,000 people
Liked it. Yeah, liked it. Yeah.
Can you see how many people watched it?
No, unfortunately, that's not an option on TikTok.
Well, that's a bit bullshit.
But go check the video, I shared it.
Yeah, I'll go give it a look.
Yes, we're gonna waste my time, man.
Let me get those 6 seconds back.
All right. So, if you want, because I just posted the mushrooms on the group, on the session resolve. If you want, you can discuss future plans or what you plan on doing the next day on session resolve. You can say that you guys are sitting at the end before you're going to bed, and if you want to, you can say, okay, I think we should do this or we should do that, just so that you've got a plan for the next upcoming session, and then you don't have to spend like an hour debating or discussing what the plan is.
We do this on session resolve.
Yeah, you can do it on session resolve, yeah. Or maybe do it on social. No, session resolve, fine. No, session resolve, fine, yeah.
How do you set Discord on the phones to like come through like WhatsApps? Because sometimes we'll have a session, you know, on the computers.
Yeah.
The following week, I check my phone, then I've got some like ridiculous amount of messages that just never popped up.
Yeah, I think you just need to open it every now and then. I think it's like similar to Telegram, where some of the messages don't come through unless you open up the app.
You gotta be frequent or not, otherwise it just goes into hibernation basically. It doesn't allow you.
Yeah, but I think what we'll do is, if somebody posts on there, then just perhaps on the group just say post it on Discord, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you're talking to someone specific, you can just post on the group, say talking to Emma or talking to Sassoon or whatever. Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for it was a good social session.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, Toto.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good night and enjoy the week.